Hello. We're
Hello.
here. Naomi's here with me, guys. What's up? Welcome to the Weekly Sip.
Also, hello, Botrix, for being here on time for once.
Dev sat on the microphone. Fuck you. What do you mean that's on a microphone?
It's because your microphone sounds bad.
No, it doesn't.
Yep.
Why do you say that?
Because every time we do this, the chat says that your microphone sounds bad.
What? This one?
Yeah.
Why is it upside down? What happened? The mic sounds off. Hold on.
Hello, Nyang. No, I can't.
How
read.
about now?
Jesus Christ. That was loud to me.
There, the microphone's on. It was just for some. Why is my mic fucking up today? Okay. Hi. What's going on? Welcome to the Weekly Sip. I'm doing it on Saturday.
Just because everyone's, I'm sure, suffering from hangovers.
Why?
Because it was Friday night last night.
Oh.
That's when
My
all the
favorite
parties
comedy is
happened.
streaming. Hooray! Hello. So what's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Dev Slop Show. What do you just don't you dare fidget that?
Ow.
Don't you dare fidget
Okay,
that?
I will not.
Put it down.
No.
You can't have that out here because green screen.
It's not a green screen yet, so fuck you.
Okay. You can't unsee this. Most Asian women have a lazy eye. Oh. Oh my god. So, chat, what's going on today? Reminder that the SIP transitions into a gaming stream sometimes. Yes, it does.
Supposed to be what's happening today.
That's what's happening today. So here's the thing. We're going to be busy tomorrow. So I'm not doing the Weekly Sip tomorrow this time. Instead, what I'll be doing is I'll be streaming the Weekly Sip right now, which is what we're doing. After the Weekly Sip's over, Naomi and I will play some more Final Fantasy VII. So we'll do that maybe in a couple hours. We'll run that until 4 o'clock, and then I'll raid the Archcast, and I'll go and jump on the Archcast. And that's the plan. Naomi's here. Let the live beatings commence. Will do! Smack. Smack. Smack.
I have a harder thing to smack you with. Don't tempt me.
I have a whole mug of coffee.
Yeah, and you'd spill your coffee. My water bottle has a lid.
Then you get burned.
Would I? Is
Yes.
coffee really that warm? You let it sit for millions of hours at a time.
Feel it.
No, I don't wanna.
Where's Lilith?
Dead.
She's doing her own thing, man. We're still friends. It's just she doesn't have time to do any shows anymore. She doesn't stream anymore on her
Real
own
life
channel.
got in the way.
Yep.
That's just the way it is sometimes.
Yep. What day of the week is it? We slapping together some TikToks?
Yes.
Listen. When it comes to, I know like the Weekly Sip is supposed to be on Sundays. Should I do a second Weekly Sip tomorrow? I should sip
You
max.
just said
I should sip
that
max.
you didn't have time.
Yeah, I mean I don't, but like I could just get up really early and do it.
Then why did we do it today?
Because I wanted us to play Final Fantasy today as well.
Ugh.
And here's the thing. No. If we play Final Fantasy after the Archcast, it'll be too late.
Yes.
Because you'll be like, I gotta go to bed because you have work tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
7 weekly sips. Yeah, it's a weekly sip.
You do
every
7
day.
weekly sips. You should sip max, you Giga Chad. Based. Love to see a full video dedicated to your stance on gun rights. I'm generally pro Second Amendment, even though we don't have it here.
Yeah, I think you and me have a slightly different view on gun rates, where I'm more just like, I'm okay with no AK-47s strapped to people's backs in Walmart.
That sounds based. She's got a penis.
Penis.
Stigma, thanks for the membership, dude. Naomi, I have a hard job to hit with. Chad, I'm a male. Dev, I have a hot liquid.
I don't need the AK in Walmart, though.
Yes.
I don't.
Yes.
You know what you should do?
What?
1 week, you should just 24/7 the weekly sip for a week. You just
That's in here, Utah. That's in here.
just sleep and let the chat hear you snoring. Who does that? Is that
I don't know.
no, it starts with an A. She's on Twitch.
I don't know.
The really slutty one.
That's all the Twitch girls.
The first slutty one.
I don't fucking know.
You're not helpful. You're supposed to know these things.
$2 from Tara Shreveka. No AKs in Walmart. You strap American or go home.
Yeah.
Amaranth.
Amaranth, yeah. She does sleep streams.
Does she?
Yes. Well,
That's fucking lame,
at
dude.
least she used to. You know what she said? I saw a random clip, and she was just like,
Yeah?
I actually get more viewers than I ever have when I'm live, like, in person, just watching her sleep.
Are they jacking off or like?
I don't know.
I find her disgusting, frankly.
Her theory was that they're hoping that like Amaranth wakes up and like forgets that there's a camera recording her and she starts getting like changed or something. Like she said that was her theory.
Wow.
Yeah.
She once slept with a fan and just slept.
Yep.
Like the fan came over, she just slept in the same bed and they just slept and
Mhm.
nothing happened. Wow. If I'm making the Bleach Pill title cards, you can get AI to say some fucking wacky things. Is there a phrase you want for the edgy effect in the card? I don't know, man. I have no idea. Thanks for the $5, though. Also, Amaranth is hot. Like, I would definitely fuck her than throw her in the dumpster, but she's not.
Stop saying that
No, it's
about attractive women who you don't like. I don't like it.
Okay.
How about you just don't fuck
No,
them?
it's better than hate fucking.
No,
just
it's the
dumpster
same.
fucking.
It's the same.
No.
Yes.
Dumpster fucking implies indifference. You don't hate the garbage you throw out. You just get rid of it.
I feel like a lot of people hate the garbage they throw out. Like if a dog shits.
It's like, oh, fuck you. You throw it in there.
If a dog shits in my house and then I have to pick up the poop and throw it out, I am not indifferent to that poop. I hate the fact that it is there.
Sure. But like, if you're like,
so there is some level of hate.
If you're
towards the garbage
if you
that
like
you are
eat a
fucking-
bag of chips and you take the bag, you just throw it out. It's not you don't hate the bag. You just throw it out.
This is dumb. You are dumb.
Wait,
You're
hold on.
dumb.
I've seen Amaranth's porn videos. The cinematography and acting is damn near non-existent.
24/7 sip would be devastating. Longest argument with Chad ever. I agree. There wouldn't even be any news. It would just be devs scrolling on Twitter. Not even doing work. It's just like you take a week
scrolling.
off. You just take a week vacation of not doing anything, but you stream it like 24/7. It's just you scrolling on Twitter the whole time. Also, someone earlier said that since I'm a woman, I don't need an AK-47 at Walmart. I just need a little Beretta. And I kind of agree.
Yeah, really? Is that how it is?
Listen, I've been totally okay with like people like open carrying pistols, you know, like handguns, but not anything bigger than that. I'm not okay with open carry. And so you and me strongly disagree.
Could you imagine if Biden collapses on stage and turns to dust at Trump's inauguration? I'd be laughing my ass off. Oh my god, dude! Yeah, the election coming up is a shit show.
Yep.
Whoever wins, we lose, and by we I mean you. I don't. You know, at the end of the day, I don't give a shit. All right. Like if the worst case scenario happens on both ends, I actually don't care.
You're Canadian.
Like if Biden shows up and then kicks off a war with Russia. That would suck. Maybe we'll get dragged into that. That would kind of suck. But like, if Trump shows up and then like unironically turns America into like a dictatorship, that would suck too. But like, I'm in another country. I think things will be okay here.
Yeah.
$5 for Lady Columbia. I have divest to invest. White bread only. Your son prefers chocolate. White boy stealer / chaser and breed white. Hyperborea has risen. Jesus Christ.
I like white bread only.
Yeah.
And your son prefers chocolate. Those two are my favorite.
Oh man.
I'm fine with open carry swords. You know what? Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because swords generally will kill one person at a time, other than an assault rifle, which you can just like go open fire. You know,
Usually,
like in video games.
Usually, when you stop, everyone ducks, and it's harder to hit them.
Yeah, but then
you might get one or two, and
listen,
then it gets harder.
Listen, you just aim down.
Okay.
You just adjust the aim.
There's usually cover.
Not always. Not if you're in a mall.
Wait, there's cover in malls.
It's also very long hallways. Because that's all Trumps are. Is Trumps.
Trumps?
That's
Trumps? Naomi?
That's all balls are. Is adjacent rooms and a long hallway.
Okay, Proud Sex Dungeon owner. Thanks for the membership, dude. I'm translating a really, really racist Greek movie. The N-word, if you wash your soap, you're wasting. Do you want me to send it to you when I finish? Yeah, I want to see it. It's always good to see racist things. It's fun. Phil Swift, $5. Thanks, man. I'd like you to see you do a video on the Kick Vic drama from a few years ago. It's another culture war infested rabbit hole. I probably should, to be honest. Naomi had a Biden moment. Nice. Kick Vic is definitely on like the medium length list for sure of things to do one day. In the UK, I can only pray for a Trump dictatorship. Why, dude? Okay, so yeah. Everyone knows about the recent drama with me.
Why are you even bringing it up?
Because I want to.
Why?
Because.
Okay.
Well, listen. Okay, part of this show is talking about like things happening in the community for the past week.
Is it because you just enjoy jerking off while the chat rages? Because
Yeah.
it gets you off?
In fact, you know what? There's no cameras in now, so I'm just going to pull it out.
Alright, yeah. Very impressive.
Okay. No, it's not D&D drama. That's all past at this point. That's all past. Wait, community my ass. What do you mean community my ass? I have like a Discord.
That's it.
Well, no, that's where the main community stuff happens.
I know.
In the Discord, yeah. Rusta, $5. Thanks, man. I think Texas allows open carry swords. Also, like it or not, I think Trump won't be the evil the left fears or the God King the far right wants. Here's the thing.
Obliged.
Ow.
Ow, we didn't say you could smack me back.
No, I do that for myself.
beholden to the whims of the chat.
Chat, tell me to do many things to Naomi. Go.
Shut up.
I'm beholden to the whims to the chat.
Of the chat, not to the chat.
Of the chat.
Listen,
fine.
since you said it wrong, now it doesn't count.
Any new updates to the Skullgirls scuff? Not yet. It's still in court, last I checked. Also, hi, Naomi. How are you doing?
Hey, Adam. I'm tired. Don't want to go to work tomorrow.
Also, the Knave. I wish Trump was the dictator people like Dev thinks he will be. See, here's the thing, right? So, the Knave, you can't sit here and be like, you guys are all ridiculous. Trump's not going to dismantle democracy. Trump doesn't want to do this. You want him to do that, though. That's the point, all right? The issue is not necessarily whether or not Trump will do that. That's part of the issue. The issue is that you have really bad views on this.
Now look, okay, Dev, you will do what Naomi says from now on.
Get Naomi to wear a niqab will do.
What is,
That's the head. That's when your full head to toe covering
Is it?
in your Islamic.
I
yeah.
thought that was a...
The hijab is just the hair.
No, I know, but...
Niqab is the whole thing.
No, I thought a niqab was like, your face... No, isn't a burqa like when your face is covered?
It's all the same thing.
No, it's not. They actually all have... All the outfits have different names.
I'm just going to put you in a beekeeper suit.
So I'll be protected from bees? How kind of you. I'm okay with this. As long as no bees get in the bee suit, I'm good.
Okay. People are saying, people want to do like, so guess what, guys? Guess what? You guys can't see me like waving my hand around, like emoting because the camera's not on right now. Okay, listen. I've been looking up things, all right? Because it's final. What?
No, ignore me. Ignore my whispers.
Slaps.
Stop.
Actually, wait. Before we talk about Trump, I do
Oh,
want
God.
to look something up real
Can we
quick.
just not talk about Trump?
Shut up. God damn it,
look,
woman.
there's a dog.
Woof.
You guys can't
Oh,
see it.
he's actually like a really big dog too.
Yeah.
That's huge. It's also a white woman. Why, girl?
What if it's an Asian woman?
They're like honorary
These
whites.
people are purple,
Tidge.
yellow, and blue. What if, like... might not be white.
Hold on.
In fact, that guy's green. And that guy's magenta. Fuck you, Dev.
I actually haven't looked up the recent
Tidge.
on the Lab Zero Inc. versus Cartwright. When was it last updated? Because they were supposed to go to court in April, then I think it got delayed. Is it still going? We're doing a quick check for the update of Skullgirls, guys.
Why don't you do it all on the screen?
Because I don't want to accidentally pull something up. Last refreshed, July 5th, 2024.
That was about a month ago.
Yeah. No, what? No. It was yesterday.
Oh, that's in July. Okay, whoops. I know what's going on. Okay, no, a niqab only allows eyes to be visible. Burqa covers everything.
Yep, Mario Cartwright versus Lab Zero Games. July 5th update.
I like how the first thing is, can we stop review bombing Skullgirls? It's been a year.
I can't find it this easily. I have to do like a super deep dive.
Yes, you would.
Because I wrote down the actual case,
Mm-hmm.
like the specific number in the California court system.
Dev, hydrate.
I have to go. Oh, thanks.
We missed it. It
Cheers,
was 3 minutes
I'm drinking
ago,
up.
but I've been hydrating this whole time. I'm sorry, Abra.
Coffee's good, guys. Coffee's good.
Also, we apparently missed a $2 donation that says Dev proposed to Naomi now.
Okay. Naomi, let's get married.
Nah.
Well, there we go. Okay. Fucking hell, dude.
Okay, this is boring. Move on.
I want to find an update.
Well, fuck off. If you can't find it within the first 5 seconds, it means you have to do more in-depth research, which is not great to do on
This
a
is a
live show that
no-
is not about a research.
Let's do a research stream starting now.
All right, you have fun with that.
Don't you dare leave.
I'm
Don't you
going on YouTube. I don't want to play all the loud sounds into the mic.
Don't you dare.
Well, then shut up.
No, I just want to see. Let me do one more scroll.
It's all good, Chaos Learlin.
I'll need to find it another day, guys. Sorry. Apparently there was an update yesterday. Actually, you know what's a great way to... Here, I'll do one more look. I know where to look. If something big happened, it'll totally be on Twitter.
I hate how that's true.
I'll just search Skullgirls.
I don't like it.
I'll just
I
search
don't
Skullgirls
like
on
how
Twitter.
that's true.
There's artwork. There's nothing about the court. It
Yes,
would be
because it
here.
was fucking court shit.
No. If like a big judgment was handed out, it would be here. It would be like Mike Z is vindicated. He got Skullgirls back, or something. Like it would be vindicated. It would be here.
Honey.
Okay. Done.
Honey.
Yes.
Stop it.
I did. I finished. You said something after I closed it.
Yeah, I know.
Slaps. You fuck. Okay, chat. That was me looking for an update. Did not find the update, but it's okay. It'll be all right.
TikTok Saturday, but it's Naomi YouTube scrolling on the sip. Yes.
Okay, so Twitter been around the day when the 9/11 happened. The public never would have forgotten that $2.9 trillion Pentagon lost the day before. What the fuck is that? I don't fucking know.
I don't know anything about 9/11.
Yeah, you were fucking born.
Yes, I was.
You're like 2.
Oh,
How old were you?
what? That was
2001.
2001.
You were a child.
5.
You were a
I
child.
was 5,
You
not
fucking
2.
baby. I'm dating a fucking Zoomer. God damn it.
Listen, this was your decision. You agreed. So now you're stuck with me, you fuck.
Mm.
Ha 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 ha. God, it's
Wait, is Dev dating an underage?
no.
Naomi's like 27 or 26 or something. I don't remember how old you are.
How old are you now?
Too old. Older than you.
How old are you actually? Because we're
A child. A child. Intellectually, Naomi's a minor. Okay. Yeah, Naomi. Oh, by the way. Okay, so Food Shops watched my my video, my Joe Biden video yesterday,
oh yeah.
and there was a part where younger Biden in 1995 was talking about the genocide in Bosnia, where the Serbians were genociding the Bosnians, and he was given this very impassioned speech about how America has a moral obligation to step in, even though it's not their country, that sort of thing, right? And I cut together. Wait, I can find it. Hold on.
No,
Nope,
I don't
nope.
care. Just tell the story.
No, the story is I made this clip, and then she lost it at me, and I want to show you. The story is I made this clip. She lost it at me.
So you're
and
gonna show the clip.
I am going to show the clip.
Okay.
I'm going to show it to you on the thing. Okay. Okay. Get ready, you fuckos. Well, is this? Just wait. Yes. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. I'll bring us in temporarily.
Whoop.
Yeah. So I made this clip. Breaking: Food Shops officially comes out in support of the Bosnian genocide. So this is her reacting to my Biden
She's
video.
gonna fucking kill you one of these days. You
Here we
know
go.
that, right?
Yes, the Bosnian genocide. Yes, the Bosnian genocide. They killed all the boys and the men.
They took them to the woods. They dug holes.
Yes.
Shot them. They
Yes.
dropped them in the holes. They
Yes.
poured lye on their bodies
Yes.
with bulldozers. The dirt over
This
them.
is my first time actually.
Tractors placed there beforehand in order to dig mass graves. I need that, okay? Yes, the Bosnian genocide. Yes, the Bosnian genocide. They killed all the boys and the men.
They
Okay,
took them to the
so-
woods. They dug
Oh my
holes.
god.
Yes.
Shot them. They
Yes.
dropped
By the
them
way,
in
she's
holes.
not
Yes.
actually pro-Bosnian genocide.
Yes.
Bulldozers.
Gee, really?
Dirt over them.
Tractors
Gee,
placed there
really?
beforehand in order to dig
Okay,
mass
see
graves.
this part?
I need that, okay?
'Kay.
Yes, the
What
Bosnian.
she's saying there is basically she needs to see something, that level of proof, for something to actually be a genocide. So, for example, in Israel-Palestine, when they're like, they're genociding the Palestinians, and there's nothing like that. There's no proof of mass graves. There's no proof of, like, premeditation. She's like, that's why it doesn't count. This is what she's saying here. She's saying, I need this. I need to see something like this to count something as a genocide. Otherwise, it's not a genocide.
Yeah.
Wait, at least we're well, fuck you, Val. Why are you even fucking here? Get the fuck out.
To make fun of you.
Fuck you. Okay. So yeah, she was reacting to my Biden video, and that's what happened. Yeah, she said, "I don't know who that is, but that's not me." And then like,
Such a
yeah,
fucking asshole.
Here's blonde. She hang out with Dev's girlfriend.
Fucking blonde. Where the fuck is blonde? Get him in here so I can beat him. God damn
Yeah,
it.
okay. That's right. I think she and Naomi should hang out sometime. I think they get along quite well. This clip shows they have similar hobbies.
Fuck's sakes.
Fondue. She's a little too passionate about researching genocide. Thanks for the $5, dude.
Listen, you don't just research genocide, you just do it.
Naomi play the accordion. She plays the flute, clarinet. Naomi plays the clarinet.
Yeah. I like how you have had that joke so much so in your heart of calling
Yeah.
my clarinet a flute that now you can't say the correct thing correctly even though you want to.
Yeah.
You stupid fucking asshole.
That's how these things go.
You're such a dick. Also, I wish I learned how to play the accordion. I probably still could. I could just buy an accordion and learn how to play it. Because that would be great. We demand a clarinet solo. I don't actually have a functional clarinet at the moment. They are all broken. Because I didn't have a car to get them fixed, and it's been like 5 years. So I have to buy a new one.
Rip. So,
It's a flute with a reed. Fuck you, Tidge.
that's what it is. It's a flute with a reed. It's a flute with a reed. Naomi
No,
got
that's a fucking oboe. Don't compare clarinets to oboes.
You're a fucking oboe.
I am not.
Maybe band camp the instrument. Is that what you're doing?
No.
Okay. So yeah, basically, the current controversy in my community right now is
After getting way off topic.
I think I might have lost about 800 subs at this point.
Oh,
Like, it's going down, baby. It's going down.
good job.
Here's the thing. I've lost subs before. As long as I just keep posting videos, they'll go back up.
Mhm.
It's like people who like just drastically lose subs.
Mhm.
It's because like they don't keep going. Like
Mhm.
Pro Jared like completely fucked himself by vanishing for 3 months.
Mhm.
Chugga Conroy fucked himself by vanishing for 3 months.
Mhm.
Right?
Was it 3
So-
months? I thought it was longer.
Chugga Conroy? No, it was like no, maybe 4. January to May? No, January to April? Yeah. Yeah.
No, listen, trombones are the best because those are the only instruments that you can follow
Thanks,
fat
Big
people
Drum.
around with and go. Because tubas are too heavy to do that with.
Yeah. I saw that one video of the guy doing it though. From Back
Yeah,
in the day.
yeah.
Yeah.
You notice how there's only one with a tuba and so many more with trombones?
Amy just learned the sad trombone sound. Okay. So yeah, what happened to them was a lot worse than you understand my president. Yeah, that's why it's a minor thing for me, right? It's a minor thing. Yeah, so basically, here's the thing. Well, okay, so Zatak says, I think you were a bit too softball on Biden, trying to say he was good, but he's just too old. That's his only problem. Yeah, that's how I feel about him. Biden's too old.
They're both too old.
They are, but
Fuck.
Biden
You know, Biden's obviously
Biden's way
like,
too old. Yeah.
obviously way too old. But honestly, if you are old enough to retire, shouldn't be in politics.
Yep.
That's just the way it should be. You know what? I actually do wonder if, like, in the future, like, America will actually like do that policy.
Maybe.
You know, just like so they don't have this situation again.
So here's the thing. Okay, everyone keeps saying he's too old, but he's super corrupt. Where's the corruption?
I mean, all politicians are corrupt. Every single one.
See, I get that point of view. I get that point of view. But like, where's the people keep saying like Biden's like the most corrupt? Like, where is it though? Where? Because like everyone's talking about fucking Burisma, Hunter Biden bullshit. I 10% of the bid guy. Yeah. So should we actually look at that? Do you want to look at 10% of the bid guy? Do you actually want to look at that, dude? Where is that from? Anyone know about 10% of the big guy? What do you guys know about that? Tell me. Yeah, who's the big man? That's a good question. Who's the big guy? Who is it? The spoon loses his mind over me again? Oh, good for him.
Okay, bye, Mark.
Oh, see you later, Mark. Have fun. Have fun with your family thing. Please one guy me, says Deb with a big fat stomach. Thanks. Okay.
Oh, President Sama, please one guy me.
Yeah. So since I know that like it's all going to come up soon, I've been looking into the fact of the matter for all these situations. For Hunter Biden and Burisma and the laptop and the fucking and like the stuff happening in Ukraine and the prosecutor and like I've looked into all that stuff, and you know what? Something like 90% of what Trump and let's say like MAGA aligned people think about those events is just factually false. It's just wrong, right? Like this idea that Biden went in and like forced a prosecutor to drop an investigation into his son's company. There's no evidence to support that. It's not there.
Everyone's corrupt and it's true.
But there's no evidence.
Yeah, because everyone's corrupt and hidden.
You stop doing that. Stop doing that.
Sorry. I love you.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be mad at me. It's just jokes.
Yeah. Yeah. Like seriously, like I've been looking into this. I've been trying to find evidence of what Trump says happened. I can't find it. I can't fucking find it, dude. And then people are like, "Well, why? Like, why is it that Hunter?
Why is it that
Hunter Biden was sitting on the board of Burisma?" Well, because he's a businessman who has experience on multiple boards of multiple companies, and that would be a job that he would take. Hunter, I'm not directly aware of the 10%. Then we should take him at face value. But for Trump, let the courts decide. How about you find evidence of it? This is what I'm talking about here. How about you find evidence of it?
Imperial Brick says he said it out loud.
Did he? Where did he say it? Oh, yeah, that's right. Statutory Ape says, I thought Hunter Biden testified some of this shit to Congress. Very true. In fact, we can look at that. Because this doesn't require me digging up. I have this.
Hooray.
I have this prepared because guess what? This will be a video where I'll lose even more subs of fucking retards who don't like the fact that I disagree with them on this shit. But they're factually wrong and I'm not going to lie. Okay. So, let's see here. It's going to be this one. Okay. So, here we are. All right. Check this out, guys. Check this out. Check this shit out. I'll make sure to zoom in a bit so not so bad. Okay. This guy, House Oversight release, Hunter Biden deposition transcript. Hunter admits that Joe is the big guy, meaning that Obama and Joe, using Hunter as a proxy, were selling U.S. policy decisions to foreign oligarchs to enrich themselves. They sold us out, also known as treason.
Okay, wait.
That's what this guy claims.
No, that's fine. That's not. I don't care about that. An oligarch is like a group of people that like make a
That's an
decision about
oligarchy.
country. It's an oligarchy. What is an oligarch
An individual in that group.
in that group? Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Okay. Like there's a whole bunch of posts like this saying that Hunter has admitted that Joe is the big guy after Hunter's testimony under oath came out back in February. Okay. Well, how can you possibly sit here and say that this transcript is Hunter Biden admitting that Joe Biden is the big guy when he explicitly does not do that in the transcript? Are you retarded or actively malicious? Because I decided to go and read the entire transcript.
Fun.
I read the whole fucking thing.
Oh, look, wait, go back down. If even Artemis agrees with you.
Even Artemis doesn't fucking see it. And he's usually the guy who's like sucking Trump's dick. All right?
Even Artemis agrees with you, then that means it's
Let's see
legit.
here. All right. Here's the question and answer. The answers are all coming from Hunter Biden. The questions are all coming from people on the board or on the committee. So yeah, see, I'll direct your attention to the signatures that come at the end, right before schedules 1 and 2. And then Hunter says yes, and those signatures represent the members of this entity. So it's you as the manager of GK Temujin, Jim Biden, that is his uncle, Joe Biden's brother, as the manager of Sino Atlantic Solutions, Rob Walker as managing director of Robinson Walker, James Giller as managing director of 8 International Holdings Limited, and Anthony Bobuski as managing member of Global Investment Ventures.
Bobulinski.
Bobulinski, whatever, I don't care.
That's so mean.
Is that
to
correct?
me.
Yes. Those are the 5 partners? Yes. There's no secret big guy anywhere in the email? No. There's no secret additional partners? No. Joe Biden's not anywhere in the agreement? No. It's like, well, where is Biden in the paperwork? It turns out that you can't find him in the paperwork because he's not there. So here's the thing, Cato. It doesn't require that he admits it. It requires that someone prove it. And no one's proved it. Let's keep going.
You forgot to read the last part.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Okay, Joe Biden had no interest in GK Temujin. No, he didn't. If you turn to Schedule 1, it shows the shares of each partner. And you each have 20%. That's right. So there's no additional 10% share. That's right. And then you were discussing Mr. Bobulinski wanting to have a greater say over the company. If you turn to page 8, article whatever, essential management, do you see manager vote? Yes. See that each manager shall have 1 vote weighted as follows. The GKT manager is 1/7. Yes, that's you. Senior Atlantic manager 1/7. Walker manager 1/7. 8 International manager 1/7. GIV manager 3/7. So there's no room for Biden to be in here. There's no room for Biden to be in here. So here's the thing. So Ciro says he would take 10% from Hunter's share. You got to prove that. You must prove that, okay? And here's the thing. In that, when Hunter Biden was being investigated for this, they went through all of his bank accounts. And here's what they found. Of all the apparent millions that were flowing through the Biden family that apparently he was taking 10% of, the only weird transaction was like $40,000 to pay for a car. It was like a gift.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. So where's the millions? Where's like?
Can I make another joke, or are you gonna get
No,
mad at
no.
me?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
They're in the offshore bank accounts that are under a different name.
Oh.
No, to be fair, I said that's a joke. That might also be true.
Do we? Why? Why is that important? Because if you're making a claim, you must prove the claim. That's why. If you're going to sit here and think that Joe Biden is corrupt, you can just believe that. But if you want to prove that he's corrupt, you must have something. You must have something. I want something. I want some fucking evidence. Okay. So here we go. This I think is this the no. This is the chairman thing. All right. Do you recall this text message? I do not recall the text, but if I don't have any issue with it, I want to focus on the language "my chairman" that you use. There have been allegations that the use of the term "my chairman" was reference to your dad. Do you have a response to those allegations? And then Hunter says yes. Is that the reference here to my chairman is clearly to the 2 different chairmen. If you do business, you've ever been to China, anyone that is, if you're on a popsicle stand, you're on a multinational corporation, you're referred to as the chairman. And in CEFC, there were 2 people that we regularly referred to as the chairman. One was Chairman Yi, who was the titular chairman of the company. The other one was Chairman Zhang. Chairman Zhang, also when you would meet with him, you would refer to him as Chairman Zhang. Tony and James were talking to Zhang. I was talking to Yi, which is one of the conflicting things between us to begin with. That's the chairman I was referring to. Was it your practice to refer to your father as my chairman? I don't know that I've ever referred to my father as my chairman. So it's fair to say that the session that my chairman here somehow refers to Joe Biden is completely baseless? Yes, it's laughable. So, hold on. You are breaking down inconsistencies in an argument against the overarching idea that Biden is corrupt, and he admitted it himself. Show me him admitting it. Show it to me. I just want proof, guys. Give me the evidence. Send me some evidence. Send it. I'll look at it. Send it to me. But I've been looking, and I can't fucking find it. So here we go. The reference to the big guy, you would agree, is reference to your father. I truly don't know what the hell James is talking about. All I know is that what actually happened. All I know is that what was executed in the agreement, and the agreement didn't have anything to do with my father. My father's never been involved with my business. He's never benefited from my business. He's never taken action to benefit me or any of my businesses. If that's the case, though, why is Jiller drafting something like that? Because I think that it was just as Rob Walker said. I think that it was a pie-in-the-sky idea. Like, Joe Biden's out of office. Maybe we'll get him involved. Remember again, Joe Biden, for the first time in 48 years, is not an elected official, and he's not seeking office. And so James is probably like, wow, wouldn't it be great if a former vice president could be in our business together? And I say, you're out of your mind. My dad knows less about doing cross-border blah, blah, blah than he does about, it's just ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. And so I shut it down. And the evidence of me shutting it down is the actual things you have as evidence. Remember that. The agreement, the executed agreement to create a company that was never operated, that was what happened. That's it. That's the evidence you have. So you have the evidence of the executed agreement between Hudson West 3, me, and Mr. Yee. You have that. Nothing to do with my dad. So, here's the thing, right? Here's the situation. I'm not against the idea of Biden actually being just totally corrupt, completely fucking out there, just selling everyone out. I need evidence. I need evidence. You want to say that if you want to say that Hunter Biden is lying under oath, fine, that's possible. I need evidence. Do you understand? I need evidence. Is there any? Like, people are saying, oh, Dev's Biden simping, oh, Dev's blind, Dev doesn't get it. I need evidence. Personal attacks aren't evidence. Give me the evidence. Legalese and pedantry is the truth. Dev properly. I need evidence. God damn it. Wait, you can't get evidence without investigation, which was shut down by Biden being in power. They investigated him while Trump was in power. What's the point of evidence if you don't believe it, Dev? Listen, you send me evidence, I'll examine it. I'll see if it's. I'll take a look. It was like, okay, because here, if the evidence you send me is like your fucking toilet paper, where like written on it in shit is Biden is guilty, I'll be like, okay, dude. Like, yes, I'll examine the evidence and make a determination, but I need something. I need fucking something.
Jeff, why? Why? That's such a terrible example.
I've also poked through the emails as well. Like, this is the thing. I've been looking at this shit. Okay, here, the knave. Yes, Biden did get the prosecutor fired. Why? Do you know why? Do you know why Biden got the prosecutor fired? Yeah, firing the prosecutor, yes. Biden got the prosecutor fired. Did you look into that, though? Did you look into that beyond a Twitter headline? Dev losing his cool speedrun. Honestly, the fact that Hunter got away with his high-profile hard drug use and prostitutes. Here's the thing, man. Every politician, every celebrity, everyone gets away with that. All right, everyone's getting away with that shit.
I mean,
Pick a person.
Roman Polanski.
pick a person who is high profile. All right.
Oprah Winfrey.
They're fucking prostitutes. They're doing weird. They're doing drugs. A lot of them are probably doing weird shit with kids. All right. The issue is whether or not you can prove it. And the ones who like fuck up enough, where you can prove it, they tend to get fucked. The ones who don't. Confirmed Devlore. Dev wants pictures of Dougie.
No,
Fuck you.
that's not confirmed. Ah! Don't send us pictures of
Right.
Dookie.
So there's Avalon Apple. Biden threatened to withhold aid from Ukraine if the prosecutor who was investigating Burisma didn't get fired, and then the global community manufactured consent for it. So you must prove that now, because I looked into that case, and here's what's been going on. All right, what's actually happened there is that the prosecutor who was investigating Burisma, was it Viktor Shokin? That guy actually ended up being legitimately corrupt, and also, there was no investigation into Burisma for several years before that point. The investigation was over. It was done. And then several years later, Biden comes along and is like, listen, this guy's one of your biggest corrupt people. If we're going to be, if we are like going to help out Ukraine, you got to get a handle on your corruption situation. So get rid of this guy. And which is, by the way, completely reasonable to do.
Wait, how is he corrupt?
How is he corrupt?
Yeah.
I can look it up for you if you want. I can get it out.
I don't know if I want you.
Basically, he would not do certain investigations for money.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And that was proven?
Yes.
Oh.
No, Shokin was explicitly taken out for his corruption. Yes. It's not reasonable for America to meddle in another country's internal politics. But now you've moved the goalposts, though, Avalon Apple. Okay? Because before it was that Biden took out to his own benefit a prosecutor in Ukraine, and now you're saying it actually doesn't matter if the prosecutor was corrupt or not. We shouldn't be doing that at all. So now it's a different standard. So you've already moved the goalpost once. But okay, you think that America should not be meddling in other countries' internal politics? I only partially agree. Like, if America is going to show up and help out a country and say, listen, we'll give you this money, we'll give you this aid, we're going to have these closer connections, it is reasonable to have something come back for that.
Does America send soldiers to Ukraine?
No.
No?
This
Okay.
is by the way, this was 2014, I think.
Yeah.
So it
I
was
don't know.
before.
I like semi-mildly, like, I agree with you in the fact that, like, if you are sending help to another country and you like seriously disagree with this one thing, one of your conditions is you need to do this thing in your country and therefore we will help you. I think that probably should only be like if you're actually sending people over there to die. You know? Like if you're sending soldiers like over there to be like, yeah, well, if I'm going to send people to die for you, then you're going to fix this thing because I strongly disagree with it. And if you don't want to do that, then I'm not going to,
I don't agree with you, and here's why. If you're sending a whole bunch of money to a country, you want to make sure that money isn't just going into the pockets of corrupt people. So you want the corrupt people out of there.
Yeah, but the money's going to go either way.
It might not, because no, that's the thing. Biden said, if you don't get the corrupt people out of there, I'm not sending you money, and then they did. That was the deal. Get rid of the corruption, and then you get the American aid, which is a completely reasonable thing to say.
I'm not saying it's not. I just mildly disagree.
So
But
if
only mildly.
Biden coup Justin Trudeau, would you support that? Depends on the reason why. Like, is Justin Trudeau actually like lining people up and shooting them in the back of the head? Then yes, of course. Yes.
No. Military advisors don't count. No, I'm talking about like actual soldiers, guys, like on like front lines, like getting shot at and shooting people. Military advisors are like a different thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's like getting a consult.
Regardless of whether the prosecutor was corrupt or not, getting him fired still benefited Biden. I mean, yeah. But what's your complaint, though? Like, if you do the right thing, but also the right thing happens to benefit you, should you not do the right thing? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Justin Trudeau is responsible for a Native woman getting trampled by a horse. That's not enough. If it were like 10,000 Native women getting trampled by horses, then maybe. But that's not enough.
Ah.
But anyway, basically, every time I sit down, doesn't mean that Klaus Schwab is based. Listen, every time I've sat down and I've looked into these situations that people who are, let's say, pro-MAGA, they're out here being like, oh my God, this is evidence of corruption. It's it's the Bidens in Ukraine and Bidens in China, and it's the fucking Euromaidan revolution. America installed their own government. All this shit, almost all of it, ends up being just bullshit. After I look into it, there is one thing There is one thing that has not ended up being bullshit. There's one thing that has not ended up being bullshit. And that was, it turns out, which means that now I have to eat a few of my previous words, but it turns out that the FBI trying to suppress the Hunter Biden laptop, knowing that it was real, but claiming in public that it was like a Russian false flag, that ended up being a lie by the FBI. That's what it seems like right now with the latest evidence that I've looked at. Everything else, though...
Wait, that sentence was bad. You mean the FBI lied about not doing that?
Oh, no, basically, the FBI... So, no, hold on. There was a laptop
Yes.
that the FBI knew about
Yes.
that was Hunter Biden's laptop at like a repair shop
Yes.
that ended up getting leaked to Rudy Giuliani, and then
Yes.
it got out to the New York Post.
Yes.
The FBI came out and said, we think this is Russian disinformation. They're trying to influence the election. You need to censor this. Don't allow... And the actual censorship was like, don't allow a couple of news stories to be posted on Twitter for 2 days before they reversed it. Right?
Mm.
And that was the FBI's reasoning.
Mm-hmm.
But that reasoning, the FBI was... There is now pretty solid evidence that the FBI was lying.
Mm-hmm.
Because it came out like a week or two ago. There was testimony from some people in the FBI before they told Twitter or they asked Twitter
Mm-hmm.
to take the story down.
Mm-hmm.
There's information. There's statements from people working in the FBI before that where they said we know this laptop is real.
Mm.
So they told Twitter to take down a story that wasn't even Russian disinfo that they knew was actually real.
Mm.
But they claimed it was Russian disinfo.
That seems
So-
like a very CIA thing to do.
Well, it's FBI.
No, I know.
Yeah. But still, so here's the thing, right? That ended up being true, and there's a very good reason. Yes, asked. It wasn't. Here's the thing. Of course, it was asked. You want to know why? Because Twitter turned around and said, no, we're not doing this after 2 days. So it was asked. Turns out. So it turns out that part of the story ended up being true, and I was wrong about that last year. However, everything else involved in the story, from like America installing their own government in Ukraine in 2014 after the protests, or the Hunter Biden Burisma shit, all of that, there's nothing there.
So the moral of
There's
the
nothing there.
story is that the FBI and the CIA are always lying. Continuously.
Not always.
Always. Listen. If the FBI asks people to take that information, they're just lying about knowing what that information is. That's the moral of the story. The FBI and the CIA lie all the time about everything.
So hold on.
I think it's a good lesson.
Yeah, so there's several people in the chat saying government is inherently coercive. Yes, technically true, but frankly doesn't matter. Oh yeah, see, no pants baby. Why was Nuland involved in the formation of the Ukrainian government? Oh, so yeah, Nuland was involved. So here's Nuland's involvement, all right? As things were shaking up in Ukraine and the protests were happening, Nuland was recorded on the phone talking to someone else saying, I think, and she by the way works for the American government. She's like, I think that the other guy who would eventually become president would be a good choice for Ukraine.
Mhm.
She was expressing a preference.
Mhm.
And also, he was already poised to be the next guy because he was already involved in politics.
I remember hearing about this.
He was like the local leader. Like he was already the opposition. He wasn't like installed as some like foreign outsider. He was already the guy that was set up. And Nuland was like, I think this is, I think this person would be good. That is the evidence that people use to like say America installed this guy. That they came in and they like put him in place using like these secret operations, and that his government ever since then has basically served American interests because one person on a phone call said, "I think this guy's good." Like that's ridiculous. That's fucking ridiculous.
Also, we missed super chats because I was staring at the ceiling.
Oh, Naomi. So hiding in Dev's car. Naomi, can I finish these cookies?
No.
And Katie, $2. I just got back from a walk. How's it going, guys? Thanks for the super chats, guys. Appreciated. If the only difference between Dev being right and Dev being wrong is enough time to pass for enough evidence to leak out to meet his arbitrary threshold, doesn't mean Dev always wrong. No. Here's a prediction. Dev is going to go on a death spiral to prove everything we believe wrong. Yeah, probably.
Yep, this is just gonna be the whole sip. This is just Dev doing stuff.
$5
And no
to fun
articles.
fondue.
Have fun.
Don't listen to a Fed. Don't talk to a Fed. Don't date a Fed.
Don't date a Fed because you'll get taken fucking hostage and die by terrorists. No, that would
Well,
be the
okay.
CIA.
Well,
Domestic terrorists.
the knave. You must then prove to me what you think they did. Show me. Here's the thing, right? So chat. Here's the important thing. I keep saying, I'm not against your interpretation of things. It is possible that everything is just corrupt, and that America actually did install a government. That's possible. It's possible that that Joe Biden's actually just funneling millions of dollars secretly. I need you to show me proof of it. Okay? I need you to show me evidence. And you haven't shown me evidence. You haven't shown me it. That's the thing. I've looked into what you've shown me. I haven't seen it. See, look. Avalon Apple immediately changes topic. Did anyone ever go to jail for torturing people in Guantanamo Bay? Okay, so here's the thing, right? Like, that's bad. But see how you had to completely get off of the Ukraine thing and talk about something different? Because you have this, like, webbed belief of just, well, American government bad. And so they did bad things over here, so they must be doing bad things over there.
Actually, that's a good question to answer. What constitutes as proof for you, Dev?
Proof that that for example, the guy was installed in Ukraine specifically as an American puppet and not as a popular leader.
Yes, but what would be the proof for that?
The proof for that?
Yeah, like specifically. Like, what would you need?
Something more than than the phone call saying we prefer this guy.
Oh no, yeah, obviously.
Yeah. You need to have his faction needs to, there needs to be showing that money or weapons were smuggled to his faction from the Americans.
Mm-hmm.
There need to be maybe American troops on the ground helping install him, because we've seen other instances where Americans have installed dictators, and American involvement is way more. There's way more American involvement than just a phone call. All right, there needs to be more. Hold on. Abraxas says, "I need an authority telling me it happened so I can believe it." What do you need? What do you need? What is the standard of proof for you?
Oh, $5.
So now again, $5. I think the biggest divide between you and your chat is that you give institutions, especially government, more benefit of the doubt than they do. Here's the thing: you can not give institutions the benefit of the doubt, but where are you getting your information from then? What, like Facebook, Twitter,
Yeah.
Whatever goes viral that sounds good, come on.
Yeah, to be honest, I feel like nowadays the problem with just in general proof is that you have to trust at least some sources just implicitly. Otherwise everything is a lie and there can be no proof of anything ever. Which is unfortunate. It would be nice if you could just have it would be nice if you could just actually listen to the news and journalists and be like, oh hey, they're probably telling the truth, instead of being like, they're probably not telling the truth. You know, and even videos can be edited nowadays. So you know what? Actually, I'm just right. Everything's a lie. There's no such thing as proof. You can just believe what you want, and who knows? You might be right. Who knows? You'll never know because everything's a lie. Also, I looked right at the camera for that. And
good job, dude. Good job.
I was given a good speech with eye contact.
Yeah, right. If the entire news media praised Biden's debate against Trump like a win, you wouldn't have put out that video about Biden being too old? No.
That's not fucking true.
Here's the thing. So if the entire news establishment came out and praised Biden, but I still watched that debate with Arch and said, he looks fucking old, I would still put out the Biden's old video. Of course I would. Absolutely. Here's the thing. I've been saving tons of stuff for both Biden and Trump over the past 4 years for this, basically the next 6 months.
Yeah.
And it's all gonna come out. I'm probably gonna make videos on Hunter Burisma. I'm probably gonna make videos on the laptop. Probably gonna make video on Trump's bullshit, Biden's bullshit. I'm gonna do all of it. But the issue ultimately is that insofar as all the evidence I've been able to collect.
Ooh, wait. Read Josco's thing before.
Hold on.
Before it scrolls away. Not out loud.
Is evidence
Just read
that
it to
massive
yourself.
aid given to Ukraine going missing evidence enough? So
I told you.
oh well. Communication, general corruption. You need a solid paper trail leading to specific people. So that what that is evidence of is that Ukraine has like a high level of corruption, which it obviously does, right? Of course it does. But I don't know, like what is that supposed to mean? Like, does that mean that therefore
Also,
Biden is corrupt? Therefore, what should I say with that beyond the fact that Ukraine has a corruption problem? Because it does.
I'm leaving for a moment because I need to change because it's too warm.
Okay. Can you grab me a water bottle while you're gone? Here, grab my mug too. Thank you.
Why is it so warm?
Because the AC is not on. It's gonna be too loud.
Like right here?
You can try, but it's not gonna do anything. Actually, no. Actually, no. Don't do it. Don't do it. Canadian election is next year. That's when I'll do the trucker video. I think most people judge whether they think something is true based on a 51-49 standard, and I think Dev judges whether they think something is true based on an 80-20 standard. That's probably pretty close to what's going on, yeah. It's attacked. Hold on. See, here's what I mean. It's attacked. I never said that Biden is... Okay, Dev, it is possible to not like Trump or Biden. You don't have to act as though Biden is above board to be against Trump. See, you think that I am saying Biden is above board as some sort of counterbalance because I don't like Trump. No. It's independent, all right?
Didn't we also both just say that they're both too, like, terrible for office?
He's too old. He's too old, yeah. No, like, if I had evidence of Biden being bad, then I would say that. Simple as that. Thank you. Oh. That is not what I'm doing. No, Looney Lenny. Nope. Wrong. Are all cops state-mandated kidnappers?
Yes.
That's dumb. Of course, chat's getting stupid. I didn't see your views, Dragon Fat, though I'm sure you're being wild and a retard today. What are the views? Tell me.
Okay, I'm back and in far less clothing. Jesus.
You got me wrong. Politics is just entertaining. Nice. I didn't read them. Sorry, Dragon Fat. Dev, what's been your experience with people from all political spectrums calling you bad faith for your no bullshit arc? It's been pretty common, to be honest.
Yeah. Can
On
confirm.
both left and right. But here's the thing. Left-wingers tend to do it and then vanish. Right-wingers do it and stick around and keep doing it. Which is what makes the right-wingers way more annoying, frankly. Yeah, see, look, you just refuse to be honest with your audience. I'm being honest right now. You know what? We're on the no bullshit arc. Fuck you. Get out.
Fuck. Hang on, guys.
You can disagree with me all you want, but I am being honest here. I'm telling you exactly what I believe. You can disagree. You can think I'm stupid, but I'm not going to sit here and just take it when you're like, oh, you're lying to us. You couldn't possibly think any differently than I did. What's wrong?
It was too low. I had to fix it. I did. It's fixed.
The
It's
Naomi
fine.
cleavage problem.
Shut up. It's the too low cut shirts problem.
Velazari for $10. Thanks very much. Dev, good boy. Keep fighting the brain rot. Educator of the Year nominee. Busy and tired. Wait, busy and tired. Whatever reality appreciates. I don't know what you're saying there, but thank you. I appreciate
So
it.
do I just have to give you $10 when I want to call you a good boy without you getting mad at me? What?
You can't do it.
Why not?
Matt Geddes, thanks for JMac for my memberships to all my favorite shows. Dev, what's your process for identifying and cutting through all the rhetoric from the left and right? I just do my best to try to find any sort of like actual evidence, right? Like, Video or audio recordings are the best, obviously. Testimony under oath is also pretty good because the penalty for lying under oath is pretty steep. So the stuff under oath is usually okay. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes you do catch them lying under oath. But in general, like, I'll take that stuff over, anonymous sources say. Especially like anonymous Twitter sources. And it's just like, oh, fuck you. The troll, and everything Dev says is wrong. You see, skeptical waves. See, that's not an argument. Dev is coping. I need evidence.
Hey Dev, scrolled away. Would you chat with anyone about what it means to be good faith, like in a stream?
I'm not opposed to it, but it's not it's not really that hard of an idea.
I am just the messenger. Don't look at me with that confused, bewildered look on your
How many
face.
times did you vote for Trudeau? Once, in 2015, not afterwards.
Yep.
You are coping, Deb. The fact that you keep demanding evidence is cope. How the fuck does that make sense? You fucking soulless redhead. Hiding in Dev's car again. If you're trying to tank your subscriber accounts to 144,000 to align with Jehovah's Witness belief when he gets into heaven, that's inherently bad faith. Yeah. Dev, what do you think about the Supreme Court's ruling on presumptive immunity? I don't know enough about the legal aspect of it. It doesn't seem great, though. It doesn't seem great.
Are we talking about the presidential immunity thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about that. Cause does the whole thing say that if they're just immune while in power, can they be tried afterwards? If they're not president anymore?
No, because they're immune.
Yeah, okay. You could just change it to be only while in power.
So Dev, if Biden has his own Eastman memo moment after losing this November and the media circled wagons defending him, would that affect your opinion of Trump's actions? No. It would affect my opinion of Biden's actions. I think that they would both be bad.
I mean, they're both already bad.
See, Cato, nope, you're wrong. Completely wrong. You're actually wrong here when you say that you think future predators. Nope, wrong.
That sucks, Katie. Make sure to put some moisturizer on your sunburn and after sun. If you actually have everyone in the chat, if you use moisturizer, just buy moisturizer with aloe vera in it, and we'll solve a lot of your skin problems.
You see, that's also wrong, Imperial Brooks. So,
$10.
Jess having $10 after your last vid. I agree that past Biden was okay, even likable, but I just feel like he's not the same person. Past Biden would not have things present that Biden does. It's the slow creep left over time. I don't think it's a creep left. It's just him getting older.
You know what's actually really funny is that if he actually did have dementia, he'd be more like past Biden.
I'm not sure about that, but
Listen, no, you have to use moisturizer. That way your skin will look well enough to become a lizard person. That will hide your lizardness better.
is that how it is?
All lizard people use moisturizer, and you will not be able to prove it to me otherwise.
Another troll, Dev is bi, that means he's gay.
I think that was my favorite one.
What's really funny is there was a lefty on Twitter who was like, "You suck dick," and I'm
yes.
like, and then they're just like, I was like, "What do you mean?" It's like they were trying to call me gay, thinking that I was a right winger who was going to fly off the handle out of disgust at being called gay, and I'm like, I don't care. Like you were a retard. You know me for show host?
Yes. I always make good points. Because I'm right.
Nope.
about
Senenko,
everything
you're
all the
wrong.
time.
The president is fully immune unless impeached. Wrong. Show me where impeachment actually strips immunity. That's not written in any law. Yeah, so From what I understand, it gives presidents immunity over official acts, and they can't be brought to court over something that's related to powers associated with the position. That's true.
Yeah.
And that's probably bad.
$2.
$2. Thanks, man. Those people don't need moisturizer. Just shed their skin.
Yes, but
Oh,
they
there you go.
need the moisturizer to
no.
hide the fact that they need to shed skin.
That's the whole point of that's the whole point of impeachment. Show me the law. It's not in there. I've looked. I'm conservative as hell. I'm just homosexual based. Based.
Listen, if you moisturize your ashy elbows, it'll be less ashy over time. That's how it goes. Seriously, aloe vera moisturizer.
Oh my god. Wait, Dylan Bowser, are you calling me unhinged?
No, me.
Oh. Yeah, you are pretty unhinged.
Yeah.
Laws are made up and don't matter. Yes, okay.
Correct.
So Brent is fully on the I don't care about the Constitution, I don't care about the law. I just whatever logic you can use to make my guy win, that's what matters. No consistency matters, no law matters, no principles matter. I just want to win. Like that is the train that Brent's on. Based. No, fuck you. Okay. $5 from Kingslayer. Anti-police people have been right all along. Get rid of immunity. It's abused by everyone in the government.
Yeah.
Bros, if you get screwed up skin, just take collagen. Oh, okay, all right.
I mean, chat, I don't actually know, so you'll have to let me know. Isn't the only way to take collagen through injections?
Is it? I don't know.
I'm pretty sure I'm right, but I'm not. I don't know. So am I right?
Bailey, I like how you think full tard. Yeah, you can't just have disagreement. Yeah, that's where you are actually, unironically.
No, it's not. Oh, it's also powdered?
Dragon Fat, you know it's not true. Shut the fuck up. Calm the fuck down in there.
Okay, so I was wrong. That's okay. I feel like the collagen suppository is a joke, though. There are pills. Okay, good to know. Thanks, Chad.
Oh, yeah?
Now you can go on with your nonsense. Because mine was obviously more important.
So, wait, you said 0 fucks. You said you sent me something on Twitter? I'll take a look real quick. What's your prep routine for the weekly showdown with chat?
There's none.
I drink a coffee. Hey, Artemis, what's up?
Hey, Artemis.
Hey, this game looks good, dude.
We saw you actually agree with Dev for once.
On Twitter.
On Twitter.
Okay,
It was amazing.
I'm looking at 0 fucks.
A one in a lifetime thing that had happened that you missed us commenting
Did
on.
you DM it to me? No. I have a feeling that Vosh would beat me in a fight just because he's like 6'2" or something. Like he has height and reach on me. You okay over there, Naomi?
I hate those. You feel the intense need to sneeze, and then it's gonna come out, and then you don't do the achoo, and it just goes away.
Yeah.
Hate those. Makes you look like an idiot. I prefer sneezing and looking like an idiot rather than just going making weird breathy sounds.
Dev uses lip weights and roids to up his sup game. Fuck you. Instead of alienating the right wing in Europe, what's the actual vaccine or moderate solution to bring Europe to the center? Or is the political swing justified somewhat? So here's the thing. It is much more justifiable to be far right in Europe than it is in North America right now. Because in Europe, they have a way worse immigration problem.
Oh,
all right?
yeah.
Right? Like, here's the thing. If I were in
Our
the
immigration problem's pretty bad, but it's worse there.
It's so much worse there because, well, we have like a natural barrier. They can literally just walk from the Middle East, and they did back in like 2015 or whatever it was.
Mhm.
Like, if I were in the UK, I'd probably be voting for the far right party. I'd probably vote for Reform because the situation in the UK is so much worse than America and even worse than Canada. Canada's pretty bad, but even worse than Canada, right? Like, I would probably vote for like reform in the UK. I'm voting conservative here, and if I were in America, I'd be voting Democrat. Like, it depends on the situation, basically. Yeah. The southern border is a land border. I get that, Artemis, but it's not the same thing as having millions of fucking Muslims show up. Because they listen, Mexicans don't explode, Muslims do. All right, there's an obvious difference.
Jesus.
You know, whatever problems, show up with like Mexican border hoppers, it is not the same thing as with like millions of Muslim migrants.
Wild. You know what you should actually do? You should do a video on the Canadian immigration problem.
Probably will.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm saving up all those Canadian topics for the Canadian election as well.
Ah.
That's why, like, I also have a video kind of coming on the American border crisis as well, because there is a serious crisis, and it did take the Democrats like 2 years too long to address it, which might be that might be one of the actual policy reasons Biden loses, because it took him until the second half of his presidency to tackle it. And
You know what you should make sure to mention, though, about how the government keeps fucking flip-flopping about how many hours international students are allowed to work.
yeah,
Because it's fucking annoying.
that's just for you though, because it's your job.
No, seriously, though, it's annoying for everybody, because sometimes they were allowed to work 40 hours, and other times they were only allowed to work 20, and then they were allowed to work fucking 40 again, and then they were only allowed to work 24 or 20. You know? It's incredibly annoying for everyone involved. And you know what? Even though I do not want any more fucking international students in this goddamn country, I still feel even kind of bad for them for being able to, like, work 40 hours, and then suddenly the government's just like, oh, hey, by the way, never mind.
Yep.
You know? Like, can you imagine, like, planning your life around, like, working part-time, and then, like, your boss suddenly starts giving you 40 hours because they can, and then getting booted back down, you know? That would be annoying for them, and annoying for everyone else trying to get a job.
So Natrik for €5. Now we're on Europe far right. France legislation such a fuster luck. Yeah, I know what you mean, dude. Yeah, people are. You guys are going wild. Yeah. Biden's big anti-immigration policy is 5,000 a day. Okay, so that's another one of the things that you're wrong about, and the entire chat's wrong about. You guys are wrong about that because I looked into that as well. So, by the way, that bill was, first of all, written by a Republican and then rejected by the Republicans because they didn't want to give Biden a border win. And Mitch McConnell directly said that. He directly said, "Listen, we don't want to give Biden the win, so we're going to axe our own bill," even though it was actually a good bill. It was actually a really good bill. Hydrate. Thanks, Artemis. Biden has 9 visits from Renaud, Parkinson's specialist to the White House. Send me information on that, Artemis. I want to see.
Parkinson's is such a sad disease. That sucks if he has it. Because, like, I know that, like, the two big, like, old people diseases are Parkinson's and dementia, and, like, people treat them as separate. Parkinson's still, like, ends up ruining your fucking brain, though, too.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Like, my grandma died from that. It's a sad disease.
Yeah. But yeah, looking into the border thing. So it's not letting in 5,000 a day. What it is 5,000 encounters. Okay. What that means is, if Border Patrol encounters an illegal on the border, because they drive around like in the border area with their trucks or whatever, and they see an illegal who's like hopped the fence or has like gotten through somehow, they pick him up, they bring him over to a processing center. And then they begin to, basically at the processing center, they ask them, okay, like, do you have an asylum claim? If they do, they start to investigate the asylum claim. If they don't, they start to begin the process of deporting them. All right. However, after they've encountered 5,000 in one day, they no longer start the asylum part of that. They pick them up. They bring them to the processing center, and they immediately start deporting them, whether or not they could have a proper asylum claim. That's what the 5,000 is. All right. People who are saying that, oh, we're just going to let 5,000 illegals and just let them wander in and not even be touched. That's just completely fucking false and made up. And you got to get off Twitter if you actually think that's true.
It's really funny.
Aren't asylum claims only valid at ports of entry? No. The whole point is that a person who actually has a legitimate asylum claim might be fleeing from some danger and might not have the luxury of going to an official entrance.
Yep.
So if they're like running away from something that's like drastic and they just have to like get to the border in time or whatever, and then they get there, They're picked up by immigration, and then immigration is like, okay, do you have an asylum claim? Why are you here? What's the situation? And then the asylum claim is processed and either accepted or rejected. And then if it's rejected, they're then sent back.
It's like in Star Trek when people would like end up like hiding on the Enterprise.
Yeah.
You know, to like, and then be like, we need fucking asylum, we're gonna die, instead of just asking the captain to be like, hey, can you grant us asylum so we can stay on your ship? They would just like break into the Enterprise and like hide in fucking storage bay 3.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah. Kenrick, $10. Did you not see the stories of ISIS flying to South America only to walk across the southern border? We are approaching the same issues Europe's having. It'll never be the same. It's bad. We should stop it, but it'll never be the same because they cannot fly millions. All right, you can walk millions of ISIS fighters from the Middle East to Europe if you want because it's just a land bridge. You cannot fly them. It's not the same. Oceans are helping that quite a bit. Acting that bill makes me hate politicians. I agree. PI, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, that's why politicians are not for the people.
Shit them back. I'm tired of Spanish, bro.
Just learn Spanish. It's fine.
Also, America has a policy in place where they will, no matter what any other law says, they will not take more than 7% of their total immigrants for a year from one country. So this idea that it's like millions of Mexicans that are coming in and getting legalized. No. Even if they have a real asylum claim, if they're over 7% of Mexico, they're just send them back. Mm-hmm. So like, lots of people who talk about the border and immigration are very uneducated about it.
I mean, that's kind of fucked up though if they have a legitimate asylum claim.
Yeah.
But like only if it's a legitimate asylum claim, you know?
Dev, you missed my super chat on Sargon. I'll have to go back and look. I'll take a look. Okay, let's see here. Artemis for $20. The bill had a poison pill. Biden had the ability to overrule the entire restriction of encounter limits. Why would anyone trust the guy that created the problem and insert the protections in the first place? Haven't seen that. I need to see proof of that if that's true, Artemis. Thanks for the 20. You can always send it to me, but so far, am I looking into it? I haven't seen that. Oh, God, the scrolling. There is no law that overrules the authority of the Constitution. That applies to international agreements as well. Asylum laws do not overrule it. True, but what does that have to do with this conversation, though?
This is why you should read the super chat sometime.
Also, that statement, though, that statement is why everyone who is coping about the new immunity and is like, oh, it doesn't actually change anything. Yes, it does. It absolutely does. Because that immunity basically, like, there's certain things that, what's it called?
Ow!
What's it called? Hold on. There's a certain law where you can't deploy troops in the United States.
If you're like a whistleblower from a cartel and you're fleeing from them, I think that's a pretty legitimate reason for asylum.
What is the name of the... Yeah, here it is. Yeah, the Posse Comitatus Act. Yeah. So basically, this act restricts the president's power to deploy the American military on American soil. They can deploy them in cases of emergency if a state requests it. But they can't deploy. They legally can't deploy them. The issue, though, is that with the Supreme Court immunity ruling, because deploying the military is one of the one of the core powers of the presidency, the president has absolute immunity to the point that you cannot even ask the question. Like it says that courts cannot even like look into whether or not it could be a problem. You cannot ask the question. So because the Constitution is above any one law, the president can just violate this act. It doesn't matter because he's now immune. He has absolute immunity because the deployment of the armed forces is just completely within the scope of the presidency. So.
Also, the knave said something stupid.
Okay, I've seen him say a lot of stupid things today.
I think he said something along the lines of if you deported them to Canada, your position would flip. And it's just like, well, yes, that's why you deport them back to their own country.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But anyway.
Okay, hold on. The real question is when Dev is going to update his SIP screen to a picture of Dev and Naomi.
Nah, I don't need any art done of me. I'm good. Considering I'm not here all the time.
Let's see, here we go. There should not be 1 million immigrants a year. I don't know what the proper number is, frankly.
Well, I mean,
I just want there to be like a standard that is followed, frankly.
like, is like, could there even be like a standard number? Like, wouldn't it
Well-
make more sense if it was like, the word flexible is the wrong word to use here, but I don't know what other word my brain is looking for. Like, it would have to change depending on the country that is taking in the immigrants, like, what's going on in there. Like, if they're having a population boom, it would probably make more sense to have less immigrants.
Yeah.
But if they're, like, having, you know, a baby crisis, then it would make more sense to have more immigrants, right?
So here's the thing, right?
That
When
would
it
be
comes,
flexible.
like, if you had 1 million immigrants in the United States per year,
That's
like,
a lot.
not really, because America is 330 million people. That's less than, that's like 1/3 of 1%.
A million is just a lot. Those are both really big numbers, and that doesn't
Na-
matter.
Naomi's brain is like number big.
Yes.
Okay. Bill Skimmerth, $10 down. I'm half an hour behind, but chat losing its mind out to Dev breaking down the Biden corruption case is hilarious. Also, Dev, some ordinary gamer beat you to the Sonachi medallion. R.I.P. Muta. Thanks, man. Appreciated.
Sorry.
Hold on. Congress has the authority to declare. Hold on, here we go. Congress has the authority to deploy troops and declare war. The president only has the authority to wage war. That's why he cannot. Yeah, but that's been sidestepped now for the past 50 years, right? How many times has there been, like, instead of a war, a special operation where the president sends troops even though no war has been declared and nothing's been authorized by Congress? That's been the norm now for like the past, 30 years? So no. I don't think that check works anymore, Artemis. There's been new evidence. I've sent you a link on Discord. Oh, new evidence? Let's see it. Actually, first I gotta scroll back to see that guy that I missed a super chat from. Where is he?
I mildly disagree,
Wait,
Avalon,
can't find
because, like, Albert Einstein was an immigrant, right?
yes.
Like, I'm pretty sure he didn't marry his way to the U.S. He just showed up here because Germany was fucked.
I used to like Sargon, but he keeps pushing Russian talking points with the Ukraine war, and he's either misinformed or paid off, and that's not good. He's not paid off.
Is he actually pushing Russian talking points?
I think Sargon is getting to the point where he's just like, he's just on like the West is bad train right now, I think.
Oh my god, Sargon, don't fucking push Russian talking points. It's obviously bad. Anyone in the chat who says that Russia trying to take over Ukraine is not bad
Yeah.
is an idiot.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, Einstein was a refugee, yeah, because he came from...
Yeah, I know, but like he was still an actual immigrant. Like he stayed in America afterwards, right? And became an American citizen?
I
No?
think so.
Am I wrong about that?
Oh, this is new.
And no,
Th-
actually, Einstein.
way.
I don't think Einstein was actually considered.
That's just a fucking rickroll. That's not an actual evidence.
I don't think Einstein was actually considered a refugee yet because he left before it got really bad.
Yeah.
To my knowledge, I might be totally wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Whoop! Fuck! I keep touching the mic. I'm so sorry.
Okay. I see evidence from Laura Loomer. I'll look at this, Artemis, later. But Laura Loomer has lied several times recently. So I will look at this later, but this could just be a straight up lie. I don't trust Laura Loomer at this point.
Yes, only the mic. Oh well. Oh, she's apparently citing the visitor logs.
Holy fuck, she is studying the fucking White House visitor logs, Dev. Well, I'll look at it. I haven't looked at it yet, Artemis. I'll look at it later, okay? Jeez. Gotta tell Arch what's going on. Anyway, we've been now arguing for like an hour and a half. I've enjoyed it. Chat, have you enjoyed it?
Wait, are we doing articles? I have to pee first.
It's articles time.
Goodbye. Nope, I'm peeing first.
It's articles time.
Nope, you gotta talk.
It's articles time. It's articles time. Yeah. What's up, chat? Naomi's gone. What was the NATO aggression that Putin thinks happened? That's just cope, to be honest. Russia, we need to protect against NATO aggression. Also, Russia is the only aggressive nation in the region. Yeah. Dev, your chat's getting into QAnon levels of conspiracy digging. Yeah, I know. So here's the thing, right? Here's something that Artemis, you missed this earlier. So fuck you. When are you gonna get a harem? A haram? A haram? A haram is like something that is like sinful in Islam. A harem. Harem? Working on it. Okay, so listen. Artemis, basically, the past few weeks I've been doing like deep dives into both Biden and Trump stuff. All right? And what I came to the conclusion of is that a lot of the like Hunter Biden Burisma story, that was all fucking cope. A lot of the whole like Joe Biden got like a prosecutor fired for his son, that was cope. America overthrew a government and installed their own government in 2014 in Ukraine, that was cope. That was all fucking cope. It's all just like crying rightoids who don't like the fact that their guy actually isn't corrupt. However, it does seem to be the case, and I ate my words on this an hour ago, it does seem to be the case that the FBI legitimately did try to suppress the Hunter Biden laptop story while they knew that it was a real story, not a fake one. I have to walk back that one. Yeah, Pinochet getting installed was legitimate, yes, and there's no evidence. I don't know how you even came to those conclusions for half of them. What? I mean, my conclusions or the conclusions that the right wingers have? What are you talking about? Well, no, there was some evidence that came out a couple weeks ago where basically we had like actual leaks from people at the FBI who were like months before they asked Twitter to take the story down. They were like, yeah, we know it's true. Those leaks came out recently. So it's like, now we know. The corruption being cope? What do you mean? Wait, like Artemis, like, hold on. Artemis, like, do you think that like Burisma was being used by Hunter Biden to funnel like millions of dollars to Joe Biden? Like, do you actually think that? In 2014, 2015, even CNN was reporting on USA interference in Ukraine. What do you mean by interference? Like, be more specific here. All countries should strive for isolationism. That's so stupid. You see, he was getting paid for a job he didn't have qualifications for. One, that's not true. And two...
That's just nepotism.
Yeah, and two, that's bad but not illegal.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised they haven't made nepotism illegal yet.
Yeah, 2014 overthrow of the Ukraine government didn't happen. You actually believe that. Victoria Newman's own leaked words as proof. We talked about this earlier. What did Newman say? Did she say, send in? Did she say, like, okay, we're sending in our CIA operatives. It's time to start assassinating people. It's time to start taking them out. We're going to install our government. It's going to be Pinochet number 2. She didn't say that shit. She said, well, I prefer this. I think this guy would be a better leader. That's it. That's not proof of anything. In some states, in the primaries, uncommitted / no preference got the most votes beside Biden. I don't like that. I don't understand what you mean by that, Kevin. But thank you.
Also, I must remind the chat that any time that there is a political election coming close, that the weekly SIP articles will take much longer to get to. So if you're only here for the articles, you should always just skip ahead about an hour.
Yeah. Well, it's been an hour and a half now.
I said about an hour.
Yeah.
I think you took 2 hours last time.
Ukraine could very well be corrupt. Doesn't matter. It's still not okay. Oh, Ukraine's definitely corrupt. Mm-hmm. But like trying to link Biden to the corruption, just the evidence isn't there. It's still not okay that Russia wants to annex them by force.
No, that's not true, Soda. There was one time I think me and Dev were together and it only took us like 30 minutes. It was a record. I remember saying it.
To be clear, Hunter is still under investigation. Hold on, Jesus Christ. To be clear, Hunter's still under investigation for FARA violations. The entire reason this plea deal blew up, and the judge asked about it. Is he? I thought he already got convicted. No. The sentencing hasn't happened yet, right? Or is it a different case? The Foreign Agents Registration Act. Right. It was a gun charge they got him on. Right. Inquiry comes from DOJ. Right. Okay. Different cases. Right. Well, until that investigation concludes, Artemis, we can't say one way or another. Maria Rose, thanks for the 20, dude. I got my first job recently and wanted to send you some money. What?
Does it say Maria or Marla?
Oh, Marla Rose. Thanks, man. I got my first job recently and wanted to send you some money to thank you for your hard work. I find your explanation of the philosophies of the crazy people help me deal with the horrid state of our world. Thank you. Well, thanks very much for the 20, dude. I appreciate it.
That's one of the sweetest donations we've had in a while.
Yeah, thank you. Hey, Dev, when are you going to debunk the Project 2025 lie? Here's the thing about 2025, right? Project 2025 is way more extreme than Trump says he wants to do. And there are multiple people who are closely associated with Trump that are working on Project 2025. But that's not proof that Trump himself wants to do it. And Trump himself has directly said, this is not my agenda. My plan is Agenda 47. So I think, like, until we have more concrete proof that Trump actually wants to implement Project 2025, like, it's a bit shaky. Because lots of people close to him, but he's also said no. Like, I can see it going both ways on that one.
Explain what Project 2025 is to those of us who are not in the know.
Project 2025 is a collection of conservative policy proposals from the Heritage Foundation to reshape the United States federal government and consolidate executive power should the Republican Party candidate win 2024. So, here's
You skipped over what it proposes.
No, I didn't.
You did. It
No,
was
I
up at
didn't.
the top.
Okay, fine.
Literally, the next words were, it proposes.
Fine. It's okay. Oh, okay.
Jesus.
We're going to read it real quick. So taking partisan control of the Department of Justice, the FBI, the Department of Commerce, the Federal Communications Commission, Federal Trade Commission, dismantling the Department of Homeland Security, sharply reducing environmental climate change regulations, institute tax cuts, abolishing Department of Education.
What?
Funding for climate research would be cut.
Wait a minute. Abolishing
Yep.
the entire Department of Education. Isn't that a terrible idea?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Funding for climate research would be cut. Cut funding for Medicare and Medicaid. Use the government to explicitly reject abortion as health care.
Jesus.
Eliminate coverage of emergency contraception.
Wait. Oh, emergency. Oh, so that's like Plan B, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Enforce the Comstock Act to prosecute those who send and receive contraceptives nationwide. Infuse the government with elements of Christianity.
What?
Criminalizing pornography. Removing legal protections against same-sex sexual orientation and gender identity. Terminating DEI stuff. Affirmative action. Terminating affirmative action as anti-white racism. Arrest, detention, deportation of undocumented immigrants.
Holy shit. Why is
promotes
so
capital
much
punishment.
of this stuff so fucking bad?
I mean, like,
It's like,
here's the thing. So
there's, like,
a few things are okay, yeah.
Like,
but most
okay.
of it's bad.
like, holy shit. Like, why is there so much bad stuff in there? Like, why? So this is only for the Republican Party if a Republican candidate takes office?
Yes. However,
So does that mean the entire Republican Party wants this?
No.
No.
because
okay.
this is made by basically a right-wing think tank.
Jesus.
And now, like, if you...
Not your country, stay the fuck out of it. I'm allowed to be concerned that the country geographically right below mine wants to take like 10,000 steps backwards into the past, you
hold on.
stupid fuck.
Just wait.
Holy shit.
That's not a good argument, but here.
I don't care.
House of Haas says, not your country, stay the fuck out of it. Guess what? Ukraine isn't Russia's country. You should stay the fuck out of it. Same argument, all right?
Jesus.
So yeah, so Project 2025 is an FBI PSYOP. Do you actually believe that? Okay, so here we go. So although the project by law cannot promote a specific candidate, many contributors to the project have close ties to Donald Trump. But here's the thing. The Trump campaign said that the project has increasingly caused friction with the Trump campaign, which has generally avoided specific policy proposals that can be used to criticize him. In July of 2024, Trump denied involvement with the project. So Trump directly says, no, this is not my project. I don't want to be part of this. However, many people working on the project are close to him. And Trump says, no, my project is Agenda 47.
Which is?
So Trump's Agenda 47, let's see here. Enacting restrictions on Chinese ownership of infrastructure in the United States. Ending Joe Biden's war on American energy, which means basically like drilling for more oil.
Yep.
Cutting critical race theory and gender ideology from schools. Certifying teachers based on patriotism. Giving preferential funding and treatment to states and school districts that abolish teacher tenure and adopt merit pay. Okay. Negotiating an end to the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Keeping Medicare and Social Security intact by cutting federal expenses as will help to foreign countries, and eliminating mass releases of illegal aliens. Okay. Banning, a total ban on Biden using taxpayer dollars to free illegal aliens. Okay. Terminating all mandates of gender-affirming care, instructing every federal agency to cease all programs that promote the concept of sex and gender transition, stopping medical funding, declaring that any hospital or healthcare provider providing it will no longer meet federal health and safety standards for Medicare and Medicaid. Okay. They want to cover the horrific long-term side effects of sex transitions. I want to look at that a bit. Crack down on the illegally marketed hormones and puberty blockers. Department of Education will inform states and school districts that everyone suggests to a child they could be transgender. They will face potential civil rights violations for shattering the left-wing censorship regime, labeling information as misinformation or disinformation in media or social networks. Okay, blah blah blah. Yeah. So it's similar but not as extreme.
Yeah, no, like this seems far more tame in comparison. Holy shit. This seems very terrible for transgender people, but like holy shit. Project 2025 is a fucking nightmare. Holy shit. Wow.
What's your proof that the CIA didn't partake in the coup in 2024 during 2014 in Ukraine? Listen, you need to prove that. All right? You're asking me to prove a negative. You must prove that it happened. You're the one who's making the claim.
Canadian, like your trans GF, would rather tell Americans to do better rather than her own nation's leaders. Listen, I'm not trans.
Yeah. 2,
I do not like what Justin Trudeau is doing. And I do agree, but like holding one opinion about my Canadian leaders and then a similar opinion about America's leaders are two different things and can happen at the same time. That is not a difficult concept to understand. But okay.
Like Rotten Potato says, just wait for the declassified documents in 30 years. Fair enough, but still, you need something, right? I could be like, listen, guys, you know what's actually happening? You know what's actually happening, guys? It's not the Jews that control everything. It's actually the Nigerians. There's a secret Nigerian council controlling every single country in the world. That's how it actually is. You need to wake up to the truth. You need to take the Nigeria pill, guys. And also, I can't prove it, but you know what? If you disbelieve me, you're a retard, and there'll be declassified documents in 30 years. Like, it's so stupid, right?
What the fuck are you talking about? It's not the Nigerians, it's the Chinese.
No,
yes.
Nigerians.
No, it's the Chinese.
Sorry. My conspiracy theory is superior.
No, mine's more fucking logical.
Nope.
Yes.
No, basically, you need to prove it. I think we managed to get some articles. Yeah, it's probably time. Yes, you are trans. You're trans.
Fuck you, House of House.
Wait, Agenda 47 doesn't sound so bad, Dev. 2025 is wacko. No, I don't like that stuff. I don't like the idea of most of this stuff, to be honest. Hold on. What do you mean we should stay out of Ukraine? We're not in Ukraine, dude. We're not in Ukraine. There's no, like, troops on the ground in Ukraine.
I'm gonna start
Anyway.
articles now.
Should we? Reminds me, Dev. Why does the FBI want 20 years to provide documents about their ties to the Timothy McVeigh bombing that took place 30 years ago? I don't know. Haven't looked into it. I couldn't tell you.
Because the FBI is corrupt.
Oh!
Trans is the new cheat code.
Is
I
it?
mean,
Okay.
sometimes. You could just, like, declare yourself trans and, like, have to pay less car insurance.
Oh, yeah, there's so many of these dumb predictions that don't fucking turn out. Like, how many dumb fuck rightoids? How many dumb fuck rightoids were like, dude, we're going to be under the COVID, the new normal with COVID for the rest of our lives. We're going to have to use these vax passports to do anything forever. Lockdowns are going to be going constantly. That's just how it is now. This is the new normal, dude. Like, they've taken over. None of that shit happened. So dumb. You need more than motive and opportunity. You need evidence that it happened, Avalon. Yeah, see, you can make the claim they tried, but it didn't happen. And hold on, if it didn't happen because you resisted, fine, that's all good. But nonetheless, you still end up being wrong.
Listen, guys, we can just wait 20 minutes for the articles, and then it'll have been 2 hours before we even get to the articles.
No. In fact, let's start them right now.
Right now?
Right now.
Oh.
Actually, that's not. I gotta go take a piss.
20 more minutes, guys. Let's make a record. 2 hours the longest
No,
we've
I'm
ever
just
gone to articles?
peeing. I'm just peeing.
2 hours?
I don't know.
Let's make a new record. I've been on here for the shortest one, and I'll be on here for the longest.
Read the super chats and long gone.
They're already scrolled away. I'm sorry. I can see Lord Cameron's, though. Dev has the unshakable faith in institutions of someone who has never been to the DMV. That's not true, because I sent Dev to Service Canada by himself because I didn't want to go in. Noom on an Archcast win? Never. I would be demolished and shaky crying if Arch's chat got to me because they're so mean to Dev. They'd be even more mean to me. I have not played Outer Wilds yet. I have been not playing a lot of games because work has been too annoying. Please, no, fuck you, Luke. Okay, why are American DMVs so different to fucking Service Ontario? Because holy shit. Yeah, Zero, you are Arch's chat. You're just the entirety of the chat. Sure. The crapper. Listen, Optimix, you give Dev too much credit about knowing how to use a phone. How many people got shot in the Canadian DMV? None, because we don't open carry guns here.
We should.
Fuck off.
Based.
Stop. Jesus Christ, you're annoying sometimes.
Yeah.
V is there to bully him? No, I just like to pretend that V doesn't exist.
I'm not sure if V's even going anymore.
Listen, V is too much for me. Every time I hear anything about him, I'm just like, holy shit, he sounds very V sounds like someone who would make me very tired if I would just by interacting with him. Like that, I'm not saying that V's a bad person. I'm just saying that I can't handle that.
Listen, you just have to get used to
you already make me too tired sometimes.
You just have to get used to a person who walks out of the room anytime something goes wrong.
Yeah,
and then you have V. Okay, so $2 or £2, dude. Blair literally wants digital IDs in the UK. Blair's not in power. All right, all this Blair cope. Don't worry about it. He's not in power. Hasn't been for a while. Lord Cameron.
Wait, what
Dev
do you
has
mean?
the
Wait.
What?
What are digital IDs?
There's a view that with technology, IDs should be digitized and put on your phone. However, the problem with that is that like the
What if your phone gets stolen?
yeah the problem with it is that if digital IDs are the only possible ID, if there's no physical ID, it all has to be digitized. Then like the government's gonna track you through your phone, and it's gonna like have access to like everything you use on your phone. Like people are worried about like the surveillance state.
Yeah,
I understand that. Yeah.
I'm not against having an option for digital IDs, but I don't think that physical ID should be.
So here's the thing: all the rightoids say that
You should have both, though.
all the rightoids say that you shouldn't even have the option, because as soon as the option is available, give it like another 50 years or whatever, and the digital ID will be the only option, because they'll just slowly phase out over the course of several generations the physical one, and the digital one will be the only one.
Well, wasn't that the theory of like when people first introduced debit cards, that was a thing that was going to happen, or credit cards? I don't remember which one came first.
People
debit
are still
or
saying
credit.
it's going to happen because cash is used less and less, and people are saying that like it's time. There's been a recent push of people like it's not happening, but people are starting to push for it. Like we should just get rid of the concept of money. Just only use digital currency. Don't use any.
You know, it's actually really funny, is I have personally noticed a resurgence in cash because it's easier to budget that way. If you just give yourself a physical amount of cash and be like, this is all I'm allowed to spend on specific things for the month, and you just have it like separated out, then you can't spend anymore because you got no more money.
Yeah. So basically, people are saying that like if you allow for even the option of a digital ID, eventually it will be required. So we shouldn't even allow it.
Yeah, I mean, that is a legitimate thing that could possibly happen. Like, I think cash will eventually go away and we'll only have, like, digital payments.
Maybe.
Like, cards, like physical cards and whatnot, you know?
I'm reading the super chats and we're doing articles, okay?
But, you know.
Lord Cameron, Dev has the unshakable faith in institutions of someone who has never been to the DMV.
I already responded to that, so fuck you.
Oh, yeah? Well, here's the thing. Like, I've also worked for, like low-level government stuff as well, like DMVS, not in the DMV obviously, but like for me it was public works. The point is that like, I know exactly how much like incompetence and corruption and like waste there is. I get it. But in fact, as Sargon said at one point, you know, dealing with your local civil servant who wants to look at the water pipes is not the same thing as dealing with the police, right? Naomi in the Archcast when?
I also responded to that. When I said that would be a terrible idea with how mean the chat is to you, I would probably just end up shaky crying because they would be too mean to me.
Well, yeah, also, I had to go to the Canadian version of the DMV. Like,
I also told them that too.
It was
long.
Like an hour at the most?
Yeah, but that's the long ass
minutes?
time to waste your time. That reminds me, I have to go fucking renew one of my IDs soon.
Y'all are slacking on open carry?
No. Listen, you'll never change my mind about open carry because my opinion is I am okay with open carrying handguns. Handguns only. That is it. Well, like, excluding fucking other, like, non-gun weapons, you fucks.
How are y'all going to keep your rights from Agenda 47?
I mean, Canadians can still have guns.
Canadians aren't part of Agenda 47.
There's also that.
Okay, hold on. Blair is absolutely still in power. What office does he hold? A lot of stores have started going card only to decrease drawing potentials. I have a digital ID. It's no different than having your phone. No, I understand that, Artemis, but like basically people are trading security for convenience.
Oh,
right?
There's also the fact that sorry, no, digital IDs are also bad because they would be a lot easier to fake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Digital IDs? No, physical IDs are easier to fake.
Nope. We're actually not allowed to take digital IDs. If someone has like a picture of their ID on their phone, we're not allowed to take it.
That's not what a digital ID is.
No, I know, but like that would be like the same thing. It would probably be a lot easier to like fake a digital ID. You can just fucking hack into your phone and be like, I'm gonna change this number to the appropriate number.
Not if like it's an application on your phone and then it has to like sync with like a database wirelessly.
Everyone can hack into everything.
This isn't fucking Buffy in the year 2000, Naomi. We were just like, use a laptop to hack into the city's fucking power supply.
Listen,
So
I'm
dumb.
telling you that people would find a way to do it. And it would probably end up being like fairly easy to do because it's a fucking phone.
Mm-hmm.
If it was a computer, I'd be like, maybe. But phone, nah. Hack and steal IDs would be easier. Yeah, there's that too. It's already pretty easy to get someone's ID.
All super chats have been answered. Thanks very much, guys. We've been chatting now for an hour and 50 minutes.
10 more minutes and it'll be 2 hours.
It's time for the
10
articles.
more minutes.
Articles.
10 more minutes. 10
Articles.
more minutes.
Articles.
10 more
Articles.
minutes. 10 more
Articles.
minutes.
Articles.
Oh, see, this is another super chat.
$5. Not people died to pistols and gun violence and others. Sick in Chicago. It's a bloody mess. Have your rifles and artillery if you can afford it. Based.
Yeah, listen, I'm not against people owning, like, rifles and artillery. I'm not. I'm just against open carrying them.
It's time. Articles. Here we go, guys. We're going to start the articles up. Thanks for all the support today. And by the way, stick around because after this,
Drink some fucking
Naomi
water.
and I are going to be playing
Wait, when
some
does the
Final
art
Fantasy.
test start?
4 o'clock. We have 3 hours.
Ah. Okay.
So let's do it. Let's do it. Yes, you will stick around or else I will ban you. Giga Chad. Okay. So, experts are asking whether milk is racist as a part of a taxpayer-funded research project into connections between milk and colonialism.
Listen, it's not racist. Homogenized milk is homophobic.
Excuse me?
Or homoerotic, depending on your
Apparently
taste.
I missed one. Hold on. Where is it? Where is it? Scrolling back to find it. I can't find it. Oh, there it is. I live near the border. Early on in Bison's pregnancy, I recall in my workplace the Eagles were hiding in the dumpster to hide from Border Patrol, and they were hiding in my backyard from Border Patrol while they were fixing the border. It is too little, too late. I understand. But thanks for the $1. Okay. Milk and colonialism, guys. Ready?
I'm ready.
Milk and colonialism. Milk is racist. That's why I like it. Okay. So, academics at an Oxford museum will research the political nature of milk and its colonial legacies.
I like how they're only saying milk, and I feel like they're specifically referring to cow's milk and not considering any other milk that's out there, like goat milk or like whatever. I know there's other animal milk that exists that people usually drink, and can't remember what it is.
Milk is a Northern European obsession that has been imposed in other parts of the world.
I'm sure.
The assumption that milk is a key part of the human diet may be understood as a white supremacist idea. And as many populations outside Europe and North America have high levels of lactose intolerance in adulthood.
You know, I think that's actually just like a genetic thing because
that's-
cats are all like most cats are also lactose intolerant.
That's why it's white supremacy though, because white people can drink milk, other races can't. So they're like, if you think that milk is an important part of a diet, then you're a white supremacist.
Didn't people say like a while ago that like lactose intolerance and like gluten allergies were like a white thing though?
Yeah, I think so. No, not lactose intolerance. No,
No, just the gluten
I
thing.
think just a gluten thing. Yeah.
Okay.
So let's see here. So there was once a time in which we just understood that racial discrepancies in biology were just a quirk of science and not anything related to white supremacy.
Well, yeah, because it factors in on the fucking environment around you. With a place that doesn't have a lot of fucking cows, you're not gonna have lots of milk.
Doesn't necessarily need to be violent environment, but nonetheless, doesn't matter.
But like that's
But
the
anyway.
main reason.
Milking it. Colonialism, heritage, and the everyday engagement with dairy has won funding from the Arts and Humanities Research Council. Oh boy. The council itself is funded by the government through the Department of Business.
This is dumb.
Yeah. Okay. The Milk Project will be based at the History of Science Museum in Oxford, which announced it has received funding. The size of the grant has not been revealed.
See, this is why
By
governments
focusing-
are stupid.
by
This here is why.
Listen,
The
by
fact that this is
focusing
government funded is ridiculous.
By focusing on communities intersecting industry, aid, and government regulation, the project aims to center on heritage as a vital framework for understanding how colonial legacies influence contemporary issues and affect people's lives. Through milk diaries, archival research, and participatory podcasting, it will investigate the historical engagement with milk, building networks with consumers and producers in Britain and Kenya. The project will question both the imagined and real aspects of milk, revealing the intimate and political nature of this everyday substance.
This is stupid. This is fucking stupid.
This is
Holy
so
shit.
fucking dumb, dude.
This is stupid. This is so stupid. Holy shit.
Ain't this retarded?
Yes. What about chocolate milk? That's just more racist. Now you're just trying to make the milk look like not milk to get more people to drink it.
You guys recall back in like 2017, 2018, when people actually did say that like drinking milk and using the OK hand symbol was a symbol of white supremacy? Yeah, that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
do. I remember.
The reason
I
why
remember
is
because you
because,
wouldn't
like,
stop making it.
The W for white
Mhm.
and then the P for power. Just white power.
That's dumb. I'm a milk drinker and won't be stopping anytime soon. Take the lactase.
Lactose pill, folks.
Take the lactase.
Thanks to Junior Jandal. Thank you. Okay. Chocolate milk is milk wearing blackface. This is so dumb, dude.
Can you stop reading it because it's so stupid?
But I want to know about milk.
I don't. Milk is milk, and honestly, realistically, people probably shouldn't like drink milk anyway. But like,
Oh, wow, you're
I don't think it's racist. I think it's like it's weird to drink another animal's like pregnancy juices. You know?
This is. Hold on.
Why was it white?
I don't know, man.
What?
Segregating high-skilled players from the population at large, forcing long wait times on them, is a form of discrimination, says the former Halo multiplayer lead. Okay, so we're talking about skill-based matchmaking, right?
Yep.
So
Wait, can you unhighlight the article for me, please? Just unhighlight. Why is it like that?
can I like?
Oh, is it
why
because,
does dark mode not work?
what the fuck, website designer?
Okay, well,
Job
anyway.
failure.
So the argument here is that like if you're playing Overwatch and you're like a bronze player versus a gold player versus
You're gonna get fucking demolished if you're a bronze player
a
versus a
diamond
gold player.
a
Holy
diamond
shit.
player, because there's less people at the top in Overwatch,
Mhm.
it takes longer to queue up for a
Yes,
match.
it does.
And then it's lower if you're lower.
Actually,
right?
I shouldn't say yes, it does.
'Cause
Like,
you
I
don't
know that because I don't fucking know. I got stuck in gold.
I think I got stuck in platinum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I reached platinum once. I did do it. I reached platinum and then immediately dropped back down.
Good job. But yeah, basically they're saying that it's bigoted to segregate high skill players from low skill players. Because everyone's equal and everyone should be the same and everyone
Everyone is not equal.
equality.
No.
Equality. You're a bigot if you think differences exist.
Fine. I accept the title of bigot.
Based.
Great big capital B. Holy
Based.
shit.
Wow, the whole thing
Oh
is
god, just make it fucking day mode
the
then.
whole fucking thing, eh?
Jesus Christ.
'Kay.
Oh god, our chat's so bright.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
If you ever want to toss a discourse grenade into a room and watch the sparks fly, bringing up skill-based matchmaking. How much or little developers should factor player skill into who you're permitted to play against in multiplayer games is an evergreen debate of our hobby. But it's not every day that an expert chimes in.
I'm interrupting.
Yeah.
You know what would actually fix this problem for people who have a problem with it?
Come on.
2 modes. One is just like the skill-based, right? And then another is free-for-all.
Yep.
Yeah, you could just have the mode where you will probably have more fun because that's the way the game was intended to be played. And then there's free for all where you might be the highest tier level of a game and get stuck with all the lowest tier people. And your enemy has all the highest tier people with one low tier person. And then your team gets demolished and you feel like shit because you lost.
So here's the thing,
Free
right?
for all. That solves this issue.
The article itself is just summarizing this guy.
Mhm.
And he was the multiplayer online and UX design lead for Halo 2 and Halo 3, Max Hoberman. So he says, let's see here. When I implemented, cleanly divided the space into ranked and unranked matchmaking playlists. Ranked filtered opponents based on level. This was for when you wanted a competitive match. But even then, I intentionally allowed variability in the range of levels we matched you with. This variability was a topic of hot debate internally during development, 20 years ago. Obviously, no one wants to get stomped on continuously. On the flip side, it gets dull continuously stomping others. However, it is fun having the upper hand some of the time. By intentionally allowing a range of skills to match together, we provided three experiences in ranked matchmaking. An easier one where you can kick butt, a harder one where you're likely outmatched, and an evenly matched one. My theory was that a good mix of these three was ideal. Why not always evenly match people, though? My reasoning was that these are actually the most stressful matches of the set. Sure, they're the most fun watches for spectators. The games come down to the wire. That's because the team that wins is the team that outperforms expectations.
Correct. And those are the most fun matches when you win. And honestly, sometimes those are the most fun matches when you lose too, because you know everyone's trying your best, and it's just because of one little mistake. And you can't even be like, depending on how many losses you've had, you're gonna be mad at that person. But most of the time, if you're having an okay day, like you're not even gonna be mad at that person. It's like, oh, even if I had made a mistake, you know, like we would have been fucked because they just took advantage of that like one little thing.
Yep.
Right? And those are fun too, because it's nice to like not just get immediately fucking overrun or just immediately overrun, you know, and actually like have a good time using all your fucking brains and skills.
Mm-hmm. $5 just so happens. Black people call it a mutation because they are threatened by the idea that they are not the prime form of humanoid.
Jesus.
Milk supremacy based. Anyway, hold on. Let me keep reading here. So, the system I designed for ranked playlists ensures a healthy mix. Sure, it sucks watching your favorite team getting their butt kicked, but it comes full circle when they're the ones kicking butt. Throw in tight, evenly matched games every so often. It's a ton of fun. I haven't even gotten to unranked yet. I designed these to not factor in skill or level in the search for opponents. Yes, our engineers utilized the same code base and kept skill level as a search criteria, but we substantially deprioritized it in matchmaking. We also didn't track skill level globally, only per playlist. The net result was that unranked matchmaking allowed a very wide range of skills to match together for what everyone agreed was casual and consequential fun. That's the way it should be. Since the natural skill level distribution of players follows a bell curve, there are outliers, inherently low and high skill players. Characterizing the high skill ones as sweaty teens hopped up on Monster Energy is really disrespectful.
I mean, that's kind of true.
And then he
though.
says, segregating high skill players from the population, forcing long wait times on them, is a form of discrimination. Discrimination. Designers should strive to find a way that players of all skill levels can have fun together. Casual, inconsequential, unranked matchmaking is one way. Yeah, it's like justified discrimination when it's ranked, though.
Yeah, no, like, unranked is good, but the thing is, like, I'll just use Overwatch as an example. Even if you did unranked stuff, you were still getting teamed up with people of, like, a similar-ish level, right? Like,
Yeah.
anytime I would play an unranked match, I'd get, and I was gold, like, solid high gold, almost platinum. I would be getting teamed up with, like, low golds, or get teamed up with platinums sometimes, like, low platinums, or, like, sometimes I think I got teamed up with, like, a high silver once.
Overwatch, you mean the porn?
Yes, you know, but like, that's not the thing that I'm talking about when I say just chaos. Chaos mode is the highest tier level player mixed with the lowest tier level. Those are those children that don't know how to play a game, but they're playing.
Let's keep going, though. This is the thumbnail. You go away. Go away. How do I close this? Where's the X? Where's the... Fuck
You gotta
you.
wait.
Fucking get out of here. Baby girl who died from being left in the back of a hot car for hours in San Diego. Just 2 months after being adopted by a local gay couple.
Why do you keep finding sad articles about gay couples adopting children?
Why are there so many?
Because the adoption industry is terrible in general.
Is it?
Yes.
A tiny baby girl died after being left in the back of a hot car just 2 months after her adoptive parents took her home as a newborn. She was found unresponsive in the SUV outside of her parents' home at 12:20 a.m. Wait, 12:20 a.m.?
Is it midnight? Holy
That's like
shit.
20 minutes past midnight, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is the spotlighting effect. That's true,
Yeah.
Luke. Yeah.
Yeah, you fuck.
But it's fun. I like to troll you. Let me troll you. Could be, I don't know. Here. She had been left in the car for several hours in 63F weather when a family member found her and called 911. The baby girl was rushed to the hospital, did not survive. All right,
So they forgot her in the car.
the San Diego County Sheriff's Office is now investigating how Diana got in the car and who left her there.
They forgot her. That actually happens to parents. Like,
Yeah.
That's not an excuse for letting an adopted child die. Like, you really think
Yep.
that it would, you'd be more responsible because you have to be. You have to go through all the rigmarole of adopting them in the first place. However, that actually happens to, like, birth parents a lot, where they get like so overwhelmed, like they forget their kids at home or in the car, and they're just like, oh shit, where's my kid? And sometimes it's been like an hour, half an hour before they remember. Like, this is unacceptable, but it's a thing that does happen to parents.
Yep. So, these are the parents. It's like two gay guys. There's the child.
I haven't slept in days. Yep, that's what happens.
Yep. Adorable photos showed them cradling the infant and introducing her to their 2-year-old son, who was also adopted. Let's see. The couple posted a link to an adoption site
To an adoption site.
on profile on social media in November, seeking a second child. Our hearts.
Ow.
Well, Naomi,
Fuck off.
you fuck off. What are you doing,
Jesus.
Naomi?
Read the fucking article.
Yeah, you read it. Go ahead. Start
We
here.
want our children to
No,
grow
start here,
up
start here,
full
start here,
of memories
start here,
and
start here,
playing on
start
the
here.
beach building. Sandcastles, making friends, biking to the park, going on Hawaiian cruises, and learning how to raise foster kittens. Romer, a senior consultant at JAMA Software, and Jason, a stay-at-home dad since they adopted their son, have been living together for more than 20 years. They tied the knot in 2008 during the few months when same-sex marriage was legal in California before they were again banned by Proposition 8 until 2013.
House of Haas for $5. I'm noticing a pattern. Every article, every sip I tune into involves a crime committed against a child. Can we go one sip without it? We did last week, I think.
Oh, so the one I wasn't here
Yeah.
for? You fuck?
That's what you get.
I could just leave.
That's what you get.
Oh, we could just not stream Final Fantasy and you can stream some other game by
slaps,
yourself.
slaps.
Meanster.
I like JJ McCullough. Yeah. I don't know about the language requirement, though. I haven't looked into it, but I like JJ McCullough in general. I have to think about that, though. Okay. Next article. Where's the headline? Oh. Woman who joined ISIS as a teen who lost her challenge against removal of her UK citizenship.
Good! Fuck.
I did videos of this chick like 5 years ago, whatever it was. So this person was a teenager in the UK.
Yep.
Who became radicalized and then left the UK to go join ISIS.
Yep.
And then while she was living under ISIS, she committed some atrocities for them. Had a few kids.
Mm-hmm.
And all of her kids died.
Yep.
And now she's like, let me come back to the UK. I'm sorry. And they're like, no.
You joined a fucking terrorist organization. Get wrecked.
Yep.
Fuck.
Fuck you.
Good. Oh, wait. Oh, no, you already answered that. Never mind.
A woman who left the United Kingdom to join ISIS at the age of 15 has lost her Court of Appeal challenge over the decision to remove her British citizenship. Shamima Begum flew to Syria in 2015 with 2 school friends to join the terror group. While there, she met an ISIS fighter and spent several years living in Raqqa.
You said met. It says married.
Married, right. Sorry, married. She then reappeared in Al-Hawali, a Syrian refugee camp in 2019. She made international headlines as an ISIS bride after pleading with the UK government to be allowed to return home to her home country after the birth of her son.
Nope.
Then Home Secretary Sajid Javid removed her British citizenship in February that year, and Begum's newborn son died in a Syrian refugee camp the following month.
Womp.
She told the UK media she had 2 other children prior to that baby who also died in Syria during their infancy.
I wonder if that's like just a coincidence, like if she's just like gives birth like, you know, to bad babies.
She's a bad baby producer.
Well, yeah, no, like, but you know, like sometimes like women will like give birth and like the baby isn't like is like dead on arrival.
Yeah.
You know, but it's not a miscarriage.
I know what you mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's found $5. Deb, did you see Biden ignoring the only black supporter in the crowd and avoided looking at her? No, I didn't see that. Haven't seen that one. Yep, there she was in 2021. Looking like significantly thinner.
Good.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't care how fucking radicalized you get. If you go and fucking join a terrorist organization, you deserve all the bad things happening to you. I don't fucking care. Holy shit.
So here's the thing, like
a well-known terrorist organization.
so the thing is like, because she was 15, people are arguing that she was a victim of child trafficking, and it's not her fault, and she should, and like, et cetera. But like, she committed some actual atrocities while she was working with them.
Yep. And also, if you're 15, you're smart enough to know, ISIS does really bad things. Maybe I shouldn't go join a terrible organization and commit atrocities.
What's funny is that like the news media at the time was reporting that like she was fleeing the racism of the UK.
Fuck
to
that.
go to
Christ.
ISIS, and I'm like, you're so stupid.
Whatever.
And then, well, no, it came out that she was walking around with an AK-47 as part of like a morality police for women, where basically if women were not properly covered up, she would like force them to cover up.
Yep, that makes sense.
In ISIS, so it's like, nope, you're not coming back. Fuck you.
No.
What's next? Oh yeah, a Florida tire shop flies a Nazi flag to protest the modern-day Holocaust in the Gaza Strip, and the owner insists it's not anti-Semitic.
That's...
Because here's the thing, the Nazis were anti-Jewish, the Palestinians are being genocided apparently by the Jews, so the Nazis and the Palestinians have this solidarity going on.
No.
Listen, the Nazis are unironically being slowly brought back into the fold on the left. For being anti-Israel.
Oh my god. Can we just... I want to go back to the days where everyone acknowledged and agreed that the Nazis were bad. I want to go back.
A Florida tire shop was under fire for flying a Nazi flag outside a busy highway on Wednesday, as the owner defended his actions by claiming it was meant to protest a modern-day Holocaust in Gaza. Okay. His stunt is his way of reminding people that what the Palestinians are going through in Gaza is supposedly the same as what the Jewish people experienced during World War II in Nazi Germany. I put that out there to bring awareness, to bring remembrance, to let people understand Palestinians are living in a modern-day Holocaust.
You know who's actually living in a modern-day Holocaust? Muslims in China.
Yeah.
No one acknowledges that, though, except for the one time everyone did and then forgot about it. Jesus.
They are going through hardships, starvation, demolishing other homes. There's so much hate, so much cruelty out there. We're witnessing it firsthand. Also, by the he's a Muslim guy. Solid.
Thanks.
Muslims have a weird affinity for Nazi Germany because they're both anti-Jew.
Love that.
This act of hatred and anti-Semitism, which hold on. So this is, the CEO of the Jewish Federation and Foundation of Northeast Florida said, this act of hatred and anti-Semitism, which attempts to compare contemporary Israeli policy to that of the Nazis, is not only reprehensible, but a direct affront to our Jewish community and our history. One Nazi flag in Northeast Florida is one too many.
It is.
See, there's like a Free Palestine flag as well. There's nothing inherently anti-Semitic about the Nazi flag, says Ahmad. There's nothing on there that says anti-Semitic, anti-Jew, anti-black, or anti-anybody.
So this guy's just really stupid then. Like, legitimately, like, 80 fucking IQ, dude.
He says, if you're carrying an Israeli flag, what does that stand for?
It's the Israelis.
Yeah, but they believe that the existence of the Israeli state is inherently a genocide against the Palestinians.
Why is everyone stupid all the time about everything fucking ever?
There it is, dude.
Oh my god.
All right. Well, that's wild. That's
God.
fucking wild, dude.
Anti-Jew, fucking anti-disabled, and anti-gypsy.
You know what?
Romani.
2 out of 3 is
Fuck.
not bad.
Fuck off. God, you're such...
I'm obviously trolling. Fuck you.
Eh.
Okay, what's next? Oh, yeah. Flying roaches. Cockroaches are spotted running amok on an airplane in a horrifying video.
Huh. Huh. No!
And here they are.
Why? Why did you let me come on this one?
Can you play it? Let's
No,
see.
I'm not watching it.
Okay.
I will only look at
Cockroaches spotted running amok on an airplane in a horrifying video. Wait, you're looking at the chat? Chat, post bug emojis.
the chat. No, don't be mean.
Oh my god, look at that. It's a giant
I'm
cockroach
not
on a plane.
looking at it.
Oh my god, there's so many.
I'm not. I refuse. It's like...
Are you flying
Listen,
roach?
no, guys, listen. This is snakes on a plane too. Roaches.
Stomach churning video going viral on X shows an infestation of cockroaches scurrying aboard an Indigo flight.
God, you guys are so mean. Don't post bug emojis.
Crawling over the kitchen and food prep areas of the plane. Oh my god. Look at all those bug emojis.
No, I refuse to look at anything.
All right, so passengers aboard the Indian budget airline Indigo, pretty funny name, were bugging out after spotting cockroaches running amok aboard a plane. Cockroaches are in the food area of the plane. Jesus.
How?
That's wild, man.
No.
Yep. They're flying in roach class, guys.
Just tell me when you move on from this article.
Okay, speaking of flights, here's a new one. New article. It's okay, we're done. House of Haas, $5. Wait, question, how can these people hold the same belief that transgenocide and actual Palestinian genocide, not the Muslims, but the rainbow left? I don't know. To be honest, I don't know. But thank you for the $5. I don't know what you mean by that. Okay, what are you doing?
Nothing.
Okay, ready? Why are men raw dogging flights? I've got DMs on Instagram saying, bro, you need to teach us how to bareback flights. Okay.
What?
Okay. Everyone has their own tricks for staving off boredom on a long-haul flight. Some people load up podcast episodes, others power through the available in-flight entertainment, but no one simply sits staring silently at the real-time flight map on the screen in front of them for the entirety of a trip. Right? Wrong. A small group of hardy men, the gender that brought you Frat Hazing and Logan Paul, are now
Jesus.
doing exactly that. So, a 26-year-old Londoner named West went viral in May when he posted about his decision to forego any entertainment and passed a 7-hour trip watching the flight map. Does anyone else bareback flights? The concept, referred to in a vivid and perhaps unfortunate parlance as raw dogging, flying raw, and bareback, resonated with many in the comments on West's TikTok page. From London to Miami this week, pure bareback, no food or water. I swear barebacking flights makes it go quicker. I've got DMs on Instagram like, bro, you need to teach us how to bareback flights.
Do they just sleep? Are they cheating by sleeping? Because that's what I ended up doing on an hour flight when I was a kid. I just ended up falling asleep, and then we were suddenly there.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
What they do is they just sit there and
but
wait for the flight to be over.
I feel like they're cheating by sleeping.
Maybe.
Unless someone actually, like, posts a full, unedited video of them just doing that, I won't fucking believe that they're not sleeping for a 7-hour flight. Like, I can stave off boredom pretty easily, to be honest.
This is just giga chatting, you understand?
Listen, I can stave off boredom without, like, a phone or anything. I can, because I did it all fucking time as a child. But, like, I will not believe that they do not sleep. I refuse. They sleep and suddenly it's over.
You sure?
Yes. And they just call it raw dogging because they just plan their sleep around their flight.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, some people, like, they have, like, movies or games they play. And, like, back in the day, that's what you would do. You'd bring, like, a newspaper or a magazine or something.
Yeah, exactly.
But, like, yeah. So, if I do this, I just think about rape, giga chat.
Why?
Well, here's the thing, right? Is that a period of time feels slow while you're experiencing it if you're doing nothing, but later on, if you look back and remember it, it feels fast because nothing happened.
Yeah.
You're like, oh yeah, I did nothing.
Mhm.
So they're probably just like sitting there and just like giga chatting it with like a stone face, and then when they get off, they're like, that was quick, because nothing actually, they don't actually remember anything.
Nah, the best way to do that is to binge watch a series.
Wasn't bareback flights Epstein's other plane?
Probably.
That's funny. Okay. Let's see. Fuck. Yeah. I'm a nervous flyer and I can't focus on anything on a plane. Movies, TV shows, books, articles, whatever, without any success. Sometimes, for some reason, I don't like processing new information when I'm in the air. I want to stick to things that are predictable and safe. Okay. Yeah. So, for West, who has since posted multiple videos from his raw flights, including his longest, a 21-hour slog from London to Perth, practice simply resulted from how much he had to travel for his work in the music industry. I got sick of watching the same movies. Visually, you're kind of impaired. You only get to look at the seat in front of you, to your right or left, as if you're at the window. All you hear is the drumming sound of the engine. It's just white noise. West and others have come to see raw dogging flights as a kind of challenge like the Tough Mudder or No Nut November. The goal being to see how fully participants can deprive themselves of creature comforts, up to and including free snack and drinks and even bathroom visits. A true raw dogger takes no indulgences.
This is stupid.
Giga Chad.
This is dumb.
Giga Chad.
This is dumb.
Wes says that the women who comment on his videos are usually doing so to express shock. Taking flights raw seems to be a masculine thing. Everything's about looking cool. Most guys embrace it as a joker, like, we're so hard. David Goggins says nothing on us. Yeah, a long flight for women is the perfect venue to organize an entire itinerary of treats. And I do think men tend to be more stoic and weird about the spaces in which they allow themselves to receive pleasure.
This article is... These quotes are worded very strangely.
Here's what's funny, though. I've seen people... I don't have it right now, unfortunately, but I've seen people like post this article and they're saying, "Are men okay? Men are sociopathic. This is white. This is like male supremacy. This is toxic masculinity."
It's not toxic masculinity. It's toxic competitiveness.
I don't think it's toxic at all. I think it's base.
Stupid as fuck.
Anyway, it's just really funny. It's like, I mean, here's the No Nut November is like don't masturbate for a month, right? And then like intermittent fasting is like don't eat, right? And then this is like don't entertain yourself on a flight. And there's people who are like, I don't need medication. I just giga chat it. Like it just giga chatting it is the thread that links all these together. Is like completely ignoring the outside world and simply allowing your own internal will to carry you through the situation. That's what women don't understand. you, Chad. I'm joking. I'm joking, Naomi. Don't be mad. Yeah. Meanwhile, Indians meditate 13-hour flights with roaches crawling all over them, not breaking their concentration. That's funny, dude. Should I keep reading this, or? Yeah, whatever. It's fine. We got what's going on.
Yep.
A Naruto movie's in the works.
What? Why?
The Naruto movie. Is in
Listen,
the works.
Boruto has slightly ruined the reputation of Naruto. Why are they making a movie?
Just so happens $2 to die. I die for 7 hours. I can play Switch uninterrupted.
I mean, yeah.
Based. Now, fuck off, Indirect Soda. What the fuck's wrong with you? Fuck you. Indirect Soda, how do you watch so much of me, like my entire backlog obsessively, and you hate me so much? Dude, what the fuck? Okay. So, Destin Daniel Cretton, who co-wrote and directed Marvel Studios' movie Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, has been tapped to pen and helm a live-action adaptation.
No! I
Yep.
do not want a live action of Naruto. They will get it wrong.
It's gonna happen, and you have to deal with it.
No, it's about fucking child soldiers and looking cool. No. Are they gonna get actual children to do it? No. Fuck.
I don't know.
Fuck.
This is only like a basic announcement, though. It's all just like...
I don't want it.
Yep. It's okay. You know what they'll do? They'll get Brie Larson to play...
Sakura?
Yeah.
Fuck no. Jesus Christ. Uh.
Oh my god, Naomi thinks child soldiers are cool. Dave. Okay. Scientists attach living skin to robots to make them smile.
It's gonna turn into iRobot. It's gonna turn into iRobot.
Wow, look at that smiling face.
That does not look like a smiling face. That is terrifying.
A team at Tokyo University in Japan said their work would also bring other potential benefits for robotic platforms, such as increased mobility, to help train plastic surgeons and be useful in the cosmetics industry.
Oh, God.
So?
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Yep, it now moves. They've made this like artificial like flesh that can move and
I don't
smile.
like it. I don't like
That
it.
face is saying, "Kill me."
That face is saying, "Hello, fellow human." That's what that face is saying.
It's a fucking body snatcher from They Live.
Oh.
The natural flexibility of the skin and the strong method of adhesion means the skin can move without mechanical components of the robot without tearing or peeling away. Manipulating soft, wet biological tissues during development process is much harder than people outside the field might think. For example, if sterility is not maintained, bacteria can enter and the tissue will die.
Please scroll down. Thank you. Fuck off.
However, now that we can do this, the living skin can bring a range of new abilities to robots. So yeah. The human appearance was replicated to some extent, and it was incredibly motivating to create robots which can heal themselves and possess human-like dexterity.
We're gonna get fucking androids that look like people. We're gonna have a fucking war about whether or not androids are people. This is gonna happen.
Yep.
This is gonna be our future. I can see it with the skin. With the fucking skin!
Look at it. He's smiling
No!
at
I don't like it. Ah! Stop!
you.
God, it's so fucking creepy.
Okay.
I'm gonna have nightmares about that tonight.
Woke people are more likely to be unhappy, anxious, and depressed. Anyone surprised? Psychological researchers in Finland have created an assessment to help measure an individual's commitment to principles of social justice and make some surprising connections. Okay, let's see. There's a negative correlation between progressive ideals and levels of happiness. Now, I've heard this explained two ways. One is that progressivism is like mind-wrought poison that is extremely extremely detrimental, and like it's not good for you, and it doesn't map onto reality, so you feel worse, even though the world's not that bad. The other view of it, as I've heard, is that like the world's actually completely shit, and progressives are the only one who know it, so they're the only one being realistic. Mechanical own a hole with flesh literally coming? Yeah, probably.
Nope.
Okay. So, their findings were published in the Scandinavian Journal of Psychology suggest that other Western nations may see similar patterns among their socially conscious citizens. Okay. The debate was largely data-free, and this is something else. Great. Their research trajectory included extensive reading on intersectional feminism and critical race theory, queer theory, and other relevant academic disciplines that inform critical social justice. Survey included 851 adult participants, most of whom were associated with the University of Turku.
That's pretty small.
Usually 1,000 is pretty normal, to be honest.
That's less.
After refining the initial scale, the study was expanded to be a more representative national sample of 5,000.
Okay.
In the end, the critical social justice attitude scale identified 7 truisms of woke people. If white people have, on average, a higher level of income than black people, it's because of racism. University reading lists should include fewer white or European authors. Microaggressions should be challenged often and actively. Trans women who compete with women in sports are not helping women's rights. Reverse scored. Okay. We don't need to talk more about the color of people's skin. A white person cannot understand how a black person feels equally as well as another black person. A member of a privileged group can adopt features or cultural elements of a less privileged group.
I feel like the "we don't need to talk more about the color of people's skin" conflates with point 1 and the second last point.
Rain's picking up out there.
Yep.
It's raining, guys. It's raining.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't, like, they are conflicting views.
So, 3 out of 5 women view woke ideas positively, but only 1 out of 7 men. Giga Chad. Yeah. The most surprising relationship was between mental health and agreement with the scale. If researchers found a high level of prevalence of anxiety and depression in people who believe the statement, if white people have average, black people, racism, yep. More broadly, they found that those who identify as left-wing are more likely to report lower mental well-being. Yeah. So is it the fact that like left-wingers are more tuned in to how bad the world is? Or is it the fact that left-wingers are more delusional?
Dunno.
Probably a bit of both.
Maybe.
Depending on what we're talking about. $5, Lady Columbia, thank you. Anyone else feel like we're repeating the same stories from the past 4 to 6 years? I literally have seen the same topics repeated, like we're repeating. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
They keep like publishing the same things. Yeah, I noticed that. For sure.
Yeah.
Let's keep going. Anthony Bray was sentenced to 4 months in jail for possession of the replica Master Sword.
What?
Yep.
I assume he stole it.
Nope. He owned a Master Sword, and it looks pretty good.
Yes, it does.
You know?
Wait, that's really small.
Yeah, it's a tiny one.
Okay. All right.
Anthony Bray, 48 years old, was sentenced to 4 months in prison after being found in possession of a bladed article in public.
Oh, it's Britain.
Yep.
Oh.
The article in question was a small replica of the Master Sword from the Legend of Zelda games, which had a total blade length of 6 inches.
Not allowed to carry that in public.
The blade was inside a sheath and could be released from the sheath with the press of a button. Yep.
Not allowed to carry that in public.
Yeah, he was arrested for carrying a bladed article.
Yep.
Yep. He claimed that the sword was a fidget, something to keep his hands busy. He had bought it online as a fidget toy.
Nope, can't have that in public if it's that big.
Yep. Despite its intended purpose, it was, in fact, a sharply pointed item which could be used as a weapon and might put others in fear of it being used against them.
Yep.
He was also carrying it openly.
Yep.
So he's going to jail for 4 months. He has to pay a victim surcharge of £154.
That's dumb. Dumb rule.
Well, no Master Swords allowed. This is anti-Nintendo action. This is Nintendo racism. Nintendoism. This is bigotry. What?
You're an idiot.
Yeah.
Support the Associated Press!
Trump-backed Senate candidate faces GOP worries that he could be linked to an adult website profile. Uh-oh. What's going on here? Bernie Moreno. He's at a rally with former President Donald Trump in 2022. Okay. For Republicans eager to regain the Senate majority this year, Ohio offers a prime opportunity to try and pick up a critical seat. But ahead of Tuesday's primary election, there's mounting anxiety inside the GOP that Bernie Moreno may emerge with a nomination. after vaulting into the top tier of contenders with a coveted endorsement from Donald Trump. Moreno, who has shifted from a public supporter of LGBTQ rights to a hardline opponent, is confronting questions about the existence of a 2008 profile seeking men for one-on-one sex on Adult Friend Finder. So, here's his account. Looking for young guys to have fun with while traveling. Read a caption on a photoless profile under the username Nardo19672.
It's another secretly gay Republican who's surprised not me.
Yeah. So, basically, they confirmed that someone with access to his email account created the profile, but they didn't know if it was him or someone else. The lawyer said it. His lawyer said it's part of a juvenile prank.
Sure.
Right. I am thoroughly embarrassed by an aborted prank I pulled on my friend and former boss, Bernie Moreno, nearly 2 decades ago. So his friend's like, it was me. It wasn't
I did
him.
it. I'll cover. I take the blame. I volunteer. I volunteer as tribute.
That's really funny, actually. Okay. Is there any other proof, or is that it? Well, this is all like such a ridiculous candidacy, but I don't care about that. I want to see if he actually got fucked. Yeah, the account's username Nardo refers to his full birth name, Bernardo, as well as the year and month of his birth in February 1967. This is a telling example of how data doesn't go away. That's right. So like people like my age, maybe a little bit older, they're gonna have like dating profiles on dating sites that are still kind of around but mostly dead because it's all on apps now from like the 2000s.
Mhm.
Like OkCupid was a dating website.
Yep.
Does it have an app now? I think it's dead.
I think it's dead.
Yeah. Like OkCupid was like a dating website from the 2000s and early 2010s.
You know what's funny is that OkCupid had a lot of like quizzes.
Yeah, did it?
Oh yeah, like just
Oh.
like random ass, just like those fun like online quizzes of, if you were this, what would you be? Like, would you be this or this in the Harry Potter universe? Take this quiz and find out.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's one of those things where it's like, oh man, the shit people did on the internet back in the day, it's all gonna start coming out and like ruining political careers like this.
Oh yeah. Of
It's
course.
like-
yeah.
You have an anti-gay politician who was like getting butt fucked back in like the late 2000s and wants to hide it. Good luck. It's not like it was in the 80s. It's all online
See,
now.
this is why I always think that the anti-gay people are dumb. It's just like, yes, you got butt fucked. Just be fucking open about that. Just be like, yes, I am anti-gay and I got butt fucked, and that's just the way it is. I don't care if you think I'm a hypocrite. I did it. I realized it was bad because I did it. Then just like be open with the logic of why you think it's bad, you know?
Be
Because
open
then you
with it.
just get fucked. Because if you keep it secret, that means you secretly like it, even if you are openly against it.
Let's see. Yeah. Back in 2014, he was like pro-LGBTQ. Now he's anti.
Why?
During a 2016 question and answer session posted to his company's YouTube page, he said, "We watch these two guys and we say, you know what? They're good guys. They're great people. They're not the sort of thing that's out there." Yeah, he's talking about breaking down same-sex marriage. I wonder what changed.
I don't know. I
There was flyers in 2017 urging gay and trans students to kill themselves.
Jesus.
Marino was a chairman of the school board of trustees, saying it was an abhorrent message attacking a whole campus. Hydrate and stretch.
Ugh, I can't stretch.
I'll pull you.
No!
Oh.
Don't.
Okay. As recently as 2020, his companies were included on a list of Ohio businesses that supported a law banning discrimination against lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender people. Yep. It all appeared to change when he first ran for Senate in 2021 before bowing out of the race early. He began to distance himself from his past activism. He said he was unfamiliar with the anti-discrimination legislation. Yep. He's now been accusing advocates for LGBTQ rights of advancing a radical agenda of indoctrination. Yeah. Well, to be fair, those radicals do exist. It's possible to be generally pro-gay and pro-trans and like be anti-radicals. Yeah.
Wild. This guy sounds like he does not totally have his life together.
Yeah.
No, listen, this is just... Wait, how old is he? 57? He's just having his midlife crisis!
Is he 57?
I think it said so somewhere in there.
Or did it? Let's see.
50-something.
Okay, let's see.
It was lower. Way lower. Actually, just do it. 1967, how old is he? Do the math.
He's 57.
I see I was right. Yeah, it's just a midlife crisis, guys. It's fine. He wanted to run for senator, and now he's having a midlife crisis about gay people.
That's how it is. What was your position on the gay cake scandal thing? Should Christian bakers be forced to make a gay marriage cake? Yeah, well, the issue with that is that these were people who did extremely intricate, like, highly decorated cakes as works of art.
Mhm.
And you should not be forced by the government to make a work of art that you don't believe in.
No.
Because that is now a free speech thing, not a gay discrimination thing.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I wouldn't support that cake shop personally.
Yeah.
But if I think that, like, if you are a business that, you know, specifically doesn't want to serve gay people, you should, like, openly say that, and then just get shut down a few years later because you got no customers, you know?
It depends on what they're doing.
Not needs, like, if you sell food, you know, like,
Yeah. Well, it depends on. Okay, this is the thing. This is wrong because it's artwork.
Art.
And art is a First Amendment free speech thing. So yeah, you shouldn't be forced to say speech you don't believe in.
Mhm.
But yeah, if you're just like selling a product to the general public, yeah, you should be forced to provide some level of equal access to it.
Yeah, I guess.
Yep. Okay. Listen, we didn't do all the articles, but we're gonna switch over to the video gaming times.
Why? It's fine. We just won't play any Final Fantasy, and we'll spend the rest of the time
Slaps,
on
slaps, slaps, slaps.
Ow. They would still
Slaps
have
for Naomi.
customers.
Slaps
Yeah,
for Naomi.
yeah, listen, I'm not saying that places like that wouldn't have customers. I'm saying they wouldn't have enough customers to keep themselves in business. The expenses of running a business would overcome the amount of customers they would be getting.
What about hosting a gay wedding that you don't support? Depends.
I don't think churches should be forced to host
Churches
gay
shouldn't
weddings. No.
But like if you like, we can carve out exceptions for religious places.
Yeah.
But if it's just like a secular like wedding hall or something, then yeah, it should be forced to host it for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Freedom of association is good, but it's not the most important thing. Okay, listen. It is 1:38 p.m. The Archcast is in 2 hours and 20 minutes, and I want to spend at least the next 2 hours playing some video games with Naomi. And then in between, like those extra 20 minutes will be used for like in betweens, like getting ready for the show, etc. Like,
yep,
like
we
breaks
gotta
in
go
between,
put our way too hot costumes on.
Yep.
We could just not wear the costumes. Just wear normal clothes.
You're so fucking mean to me.
But it's hot.
Slaps. And you deserve them. And we're also gonna go turn on the air conditioning. It's time.
Okay.
Okay, listen, guys. Thanks for all the support. Thank you for all the donations and money today. Stick around. We're gonna be playing in less than 15 minutes. We're gonna switch over to some Final Fantasy, and then at 4 o'clock we're gonna switch over to the Archcast. Has Arch set up his fucking thing yet?
No.
Arch, you fucking slobbering husk.
Probably set it up later.
The rain's really taken off.
Yeah. Listen, this giant storm was supposed to happen like 2 days ago, and it only started yesterday, so.
Yeah. Okay. So thanks for being here, guys. We'll see you
In a minute!
in a few minutes. BRB.
Ah.
Love you guys.